And we get behind there, and there's these 2 dead dogs. And they didn't look like they were just dogs that died in the desert. Like their necks were all like backwards. Like they look like these 2. They're like these 2 German shepherds. Look like they did not have a good day and did not survive.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Yapping Around the Campfire. I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sydney.
And today we got a very special guest. He's a family member of ours, Michael Sean.
That's me.
How's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Thanks for having me on.
I know. We finally got somebody from the family. Let's go. Michael Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Dang. I mean, where do I start? You know, I'm just so multi-talented. I'm just
Start right at the rock bottom.
Yeah.
So it all started when I was 5, right? No.
That's when it started.
Whoa.
That's my first memories. I was like 5, and I was like, oh shit, I'm 5, you know? But no, I'm a husband, father, and I make horror movies, and I play punk music that's not that great. And then I do music with my wife. I think it's pretty.
That's
pretty
I've
cool.
listened to it. Yeah,
That's
really
really cool.
Yeah. No, we actually we wanted to discuss because we were talking about on the last pod about your whole like all your movies. Mm-hmm. I've never seen them. Cindy's seen them. Mm-hmm. But I have nothing. I've known nothing.
You've never seen my wall of movies?
I've seen these. I haven't watched any of these.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movies I own. Oh, my.
No.
Okay.
We were talking about that last podcast too with Tyler.
Yeah.
He's like, "Whoa, look at all those movies!"
Because we were watching your little video on YouTube. We're like, "Yeah, look at all those Blu-rays."
We're 2,000 strong, baby.
No, we're talking about the ones you actually made.
Oh yeah.
Imaginary Terry.
Yes.
Explain that one.
Okay, so. That's my second movie, right? So Imaginary...
Oh, let's start from your first one then.
Okay, Noctophobia is the first one.
Okay.
I put it below Imaginary Terry here on my link tree because I'm way less proud of it than I am of Imaginary Terry. So I want people to click on that. When I release the new one, that'll go on top of Imaginary Terry because with each product I get more proud of it.
Exactly.
And I feel like I do a better job. But Noctophobia was the first one that I made. And basically ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker, you know?
I remember.
Oh, yeah. I've never stopped talking about movies ever in my life.
I remember you guys made the fake throw up and grandma.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Me and Jason used to make the dumbass movies. We had like an Exorcist parody that was god awful that nobody should ever see. Unfortunately, it's on YouTube, but nobody should look that up ever. But we, click. So I've always loved making movies, and then it just kind of hit me when the pandemic happened. Like, okay, outside of work, now there's all this time because I don't really have time to do anything. Like, can I challenge myself? Can I make a movie just with me and my wife if she wants to be in it and the dog?
Yeah.
You know? And so Noctophobia is that essentially. Like, what can I do with just 2 people and a dog in a house, you know? But I also try to root my movies, like, I try to have kind of like what's on the surface, and then I try to kind of have like the metaphor that it represents.
Okay.
So like I have all my movies are based off my fears, right? So like Noctophobia, I have a really bad like fear of like loneliness and like and the dark and like that kind of thing, and it's just like so Noctophobia is I would say it's a bad movie. I would say like maybe don't watch it because it's my first one. There's a lot of mistakes, but I think that there's some stuff that holds up and makes a good metaphor for like kind of a fear of loneliness. This guy in the house is questioning, is he actually alone? Or
Exactly.
If he's not alone, what is this demon thing?
Yeah.
What is it? What does it represent? So,
dang, that's good.
Imaginary Terry, that's the one I'm really, really proud of, because that one is basically I learned from Noctophobia. I learned a lot, and then I tried to go with a full-on story with that one and not just like a theme, you know. So that one, it's about this character. Of course, it's just me and my wife.
You're the actor.
So I'm the lead actor of all my shit and director. It's very redundant when I'm making the credits. It's just Michael Atkinson. So Imaginary Terry, the plot of that one is a guy's doing some spring cleaning. And then in that he sees this item in his shed that he thought was a part of his like imaginary childhood. Like he thought that this thing was something that just him and his imaginary friend, like,
That
you
it
know,
wasn't
just
real.
yeah.
Like it wasn't physical.
Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
the doll. I'll put a picture up too.
Yeah, but then he sees that, and then he starts questioning, like, oh my God, was that imaginary friend real? And then he's realizing, like, oh my God, that imaginary friend was like an old man. Why did I have an imaginary friend that was an old man? And so the short actually becomes about some guy, metaphorically, it's about some guy coming to terms with childhood trauma. But the actual narrative is just like he's seeing this strange old man and this totem from his past in his house, and none of it makes sense. So it's surreal, but the metaphor is for like childhood trauma, how it rushes back. And that's why I start the movie with like, you know, he's spring cleaning because there's a baby coming, because a lot of the times I can say as a father, you don't realize certain aspects of your childhood were really fucked up until you yourself become a dad, and you're like, whoa, that wasn't chill that one time. You know? So that's kind of what Imaginary Terry is about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then what about Peekaboo?
So that, made on a whim.
Bottom of the board.
Right? I don't want anybody to watch it. It's like 20 seconds. And basically I just thought, like, because we got this, my son, he's only like 2, but when he was like first born, somebody got him this toy that played this Peekaboo song. And I was just thinking, how scary would this song be in the dark?
Yeah.
And so I basically just turned on that toy and then filmed it in the darkness. And then I, when the song peaks and goes like Peekaboo, I have like a demon face that pops out like from in the corner. And then I did that. I put the music to it, and I'm like, wow, this is phenomenal. And then I released it, and then I watched it in the morning. I'm like, this is actually really stupid.
You watch it in the morning.
When you do like late night shit and you watch it in the morning, you're like, what did I even do? I was so proud of it.
Totally.
You're so in it at night. You're like, this is gonna be the best thing ever. I'm so excited. Then I listen. Like, this is sometimes like the pods. I'm like, what were we even doing right there?
Yeah, this short was total 2 a.m. thought.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that would be scary, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm all about, you know, anything that I create, I think, you know, I put on there because even if it's bad, you can still watch something hopefully that is good and see the growth.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
so
awesome.
I'm kind of all about like, showing your scars.
I think
yes,
I think that's really
cool. No, that's super cool. I didn't know it was based off your fears, because
that's even cooler.
Even
It's
cooler.
like, whoa.
So I try to make them kind of you know, metaphorical and surreal and stuff like that, so it's not obvious, because I don't like the idea of like beating somebody over the head with my themes and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But, you know, like the new one I got coming out is about like addiction and my ultimate fear, which is death. And so that's the kind of theme of this short, is like addiction and death, because I have a really bad addictive personality. And that's why, thank God, I've never done hard drugs.
Well, we got meth right here.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
That's crazy. That's good. What's your goal? Like, do you want to be like, you know, the next biggest director? Like, usually that's how movie people are. But...
Yeah, you know, it's something I was kind of talking about with my wife, like, because she was asking a similar question, and I don't know that I would be happy being like, I mean, if it ever was possible, but I don't know if I ever would be happy being like a Spielberg or one of those like household names, because then you kind of have the pressure of like a massive cast of famous people who are probably up their own ass, and then writers, produce, all just the whole kind of like, the thing that I like about making movies is like the intimacy in a way, like it's me and my ideas, and whoever wants to help me out with my ideas. Like that was the coolest thing about the Trip Report, my newest one, is that I actually worked with a few like B-movie actors and stuff that I've met through my Instagram page.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this one has like actual like actors in it and stuff like that, but there was still like
cool.
I
saw people like, I saw you have listed like a few people that I did not know, and I'm like, who is this?
Yeah,
and I'm
like,
oh
people
my
that
gosh,
I just like
there's,
met
actors.
Yeah,
that's so
online.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're people I met through like you know, just I saw their film, and then I reached out to them like, hey, I really liked your flick, and then we kind of sparked up some sort of a friendship, you know. And
that's awesome.
So that's been really, really cool. And also the intimacy, so to speak, isn't lost, because those are still my friends in a way.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, so it's not like I guess that would be the thing, is like, if I was like a Spielberg, like, do I know Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah,
no, she's just Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I think my goal with it is I just want to be a B-movie maker. You know, I want to make movies. I want to make enough money to where I can support myself and my family. My wife doesn't have to work, that kind of thing. But I don't ever want it to be a thing where I'm like House in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah,
then you lose touch with reality.
Yeah, and then you start hating yourself.
Exactly.
But also, you're finding actors who want to be part of your movie to make the money.
Yeah.
And not like, again, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Do you think she'd be perfect? No, but people throw her in there because it makes it like, oh, hey, Jennifer Aniston's in there, right?
Yeah.
But people like who
like putting Tom
are
Cruise
growing into like being an actor, and they're actually good for the role.
Right.
I totally understand like losing that feeling, because there's someone who's somewhat interested but really not interested compared to someone who might be super like with you, wanting to do exactly what your ideas are.
Yeah, because so much of movie making, like I'm a huge movie nerd. So I'd be watching all the special features on all my Blu-rays. And there's so many times
reading the manual things.
Dude, you're not even wrong. Like it's hilarious because it's true. But no, so I'm super into it, and there's so many times where you can just tell by like the interviews and stuff like that like it wasn't their decision to work with this person or this actor. The studio told them to. And the idea of the studio told me to is just like, no.
Exactly. Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. Because you see so many times where like people like they'll accidentally like spill something about a movie, and then like the fear of God in their eyes.
Like Tom Holland.
Yeah, like Tom Holland.
Tom Holland constantly does it, and you see his fear.
Because if it was like me and your movie, like I'd be accident. I'd be like, oh, but it's Michael Sean. He's not going to care that much.
Yeah, it's like
I know him. He's like super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that though, like directing actors that you weren't like super familiar with, how was that?
It was honestly awesome, and like I got to give credit to them because they were so like receptive to. But I'm not a really controlling guy. Really, my take on life is, or not life, but like my take on like direction and my art, I guess, is like I got a vision, but that's not blind of contribution. You know, like that's how I because I do music and stuff like that, but it's never like, okay, the song's got to sound exactly like this. I'm not like a control freak. Like I really value others' opinions. And if somebody thinks that they can, put something in that's really cool, then I'm all about it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to be
Spielberg would be like, hell no, I'm not. I don't want that in.
Exactly, and that's what's kind of scary about like if I ever was to be a big time director, like would I lose touch of like where I just think all my ideas are fucking brilliant?
Exactly.
And that's a whole hole.
Yeah,
and
that's
like the
fear.
Exactly.
The best thing is really just bouncing ideas off of other people because it makes it so much stronger.
Yeah,
because you're not only, it's not like selfish, but you think everything that you think is like that's the best. But if someone else bounces off an idea, you're like, holy shit, why didn't I think of that?
Exactly.
That will like improve it so much more.
Yeah.
So having, people you actually work with and you like,
and think about it too, because like I mean, any movie or sitcom that has like improv, like they're so good. Everybody loves
exactly
it. It's because people put their own thing into it.
Yeah, and so my films, they're written in the sense of like in my mind I have the A, B, and C where we're going, what happens on the way there, but dialogue wise I don't actually write any dialogue.
Yeah, you're like
so it's all off the top of my head, off the top of like if like my wife is in the short with me, I'll just tell her like, okay, basically we just need to get here.
Yeah.
So whatever you would say to get to this point, go with that. And that's how I directed the actors too for the Trip Report. Is it was just I actually just put a casting call up on the Instagram. I'm like, hey, you guys want to be part of this? DM me.
Yeah.
And then I got a few DMs from some people I met, and they were like, what do you want for the scene? Do you have a script? And I'm like, literally, like this is the theme, this is the scene. Whatever you want to do with that, I'm sure I trust you is great.
Yeah.
And that was the best thing because what I got in return wasn't my words, and like it was a better idea than I could have come up with. They did it in a way that I wouldn't have even thought.
And then you get to watch the movie and you're like, wow, that's good.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're like, oh, I already knew those scripts. Like, no, you didn't even know any of the script, and now you're watching it all together. It's
and then I can build stuff around it too. Like maybe I didn't think I was gonna go over here, but now because they set this up, I'm like, oh shit, it'd be a cool idea is if I do this instead.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, most of my stuff is like it's so improv to the point where like I'll go in with an A, B, and C. Like this is where it starts, ends, middle, and then as I'm doing it, I'm like, wait, what'd be even cooler is if I did this. And so they're really loosey goosey, but I think it works with just how I work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I am currently writing a book, so I have the same like feeling. I get stuck. I don't know sometimes where to begin, in the middle or the end. I just know I want certain scenes happening, and I want this and this and this to happen, but I don't know how to connect it. So that's why I have like Darren like bounce ideas off me. I'm like, oh my god, that would be awesome to have it in there. That would definitely bring the whole story together. And I can include this on. I totally understand where you're going from, where you could just start connecting different dots that you never thought were even possible. Yeah.
That's how it is with Amber and I. Like we'll just be sitting and watching TV, and I always just have like my brain's always in go mode with creative stuff, So we'll be watching TV, and then I'll see something in a movie that I'm like, dude, that was sick.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn to Amber and be like, dude, I want to do something like that. And she's like, well, what if you did this? And I'm like, whoa, that's even sicker.
I mean, that's exactly how this started. I mean, this started with just like me being like, I want to be like Joe Rogan by myself in this pod. But then I like thought, I was like, why not have Sydney or somebody I know closer? And it was Sydney that was on my mind the whole time. So I'm like, because she's just gonna bounce off, give me ideas, give herself ideas, and we're just gonna work it like that. And I think that's just. That's how you should do it.
Yeah, Thomas at first was like, I want to do yapping around the campfire, like my own podcast. Can you be a guest? I'm like, yeah, I'll be down to be a guest. I've been always wanting to do my own podcast too. And then like a few days later, he's like, what if you were my like co-host? And I'm like, yes, I would love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's really cool. You're working on a book too. Like, I've wanted to do something like that, but that's an even crazier undertaking than like filming because you have to sit there and write.
Exactly. It makes it really difficult because then you're wanting to like add other things to it, and you're like, that's just gonna take it on a whole different route and everything like that. Because I originally wanted to do a comic. I want to do a comic book.
Yeah.
I love drawing, but I couldn't get any ideas down.
Yeah.
So I became frustrated and I would stop. And Darren's like, why don't you like write it as a book and then figure it out from there? You have ideas to base it off of. And, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. And then I could release the book and like the comic at the same time. Two different types of viewings of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Because writing a book is...
It's
very scary.
Yeah. Well, it's daunting too because you'll like think that it's like that scene. You guys watch SpongeBob and stuff, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like that scene in SpongeBob where he's like writing as hard as he can, and then it just says the.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It's literally like
that's
that when you're
literally-
trying to
that's how it
write.
is.
Yeah, because it's like you're putting all your passion. And then you do the word count, and you added like 100 words, and you're like, shit.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was in high school, and one of my I was writing a random book I wanted to write about. It was about, you know, cyborgs and stuff like that into like real time, but you know, later on in the years.
Yeah.
I was writing all that. I was like, oh yeah, that's good, so good.
Yeah.
And I got like 4 or 5 chapters in, and I released it, sent it out on Facebook and everything, and people read it and whatever.
Yeah.
But like 2 years ago, someone came into my Snapchat and said, Sydney, remember this book that you were writing? I was like, yes. And she's like, can you just finish it already? I want to read it. And I'm like, that is disturbing that you think about it. I'm like, you're still thinking about that?
Though.
Yeah. It's got to be an honor in a way, too.
It makes me feel really good. But I'm like, ooh, that idea's out of the way. I can't figure out anything else. But that's what makes me like want to write now.
Yeah.
Having other people who are like, hey, you remember when you did this?
Yeah.
It makes it so much fun. Like, so much fun to like, oh yeah, maybe I should start doing that and having some fun with that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
The hardest thing, like, I can't, like, I think of what I want, but then it never, like, comes out. Like, does that make sense? Like, I know exactly what I want in my head, but then I, like, start doing stuff, I'm like, that's horrible. What am I thinking?
Yes. Putting your thoughts down on paper is completely different than what you're thinking.
Exactly,
because you can't find the specific words or, like, art style or, you know, the way you want to place people in, like, a movie or how to go about it. It's so difficult, and it makes it so frustrating because you're like, okay, now I'm at a block.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to go forward? And it's super, super frustrating.
Yeah.
I totally understand
and
that.
then, like, the mindset where, like, well, this is for me, at least. Everything I make, I'm like, that sucks so bad. Like, and then then they, like, the pod, I'm like, that was yikes. And then people are like, this is the best thing. We love listening to it. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm just wrong in the head because it sounds so different to me.
Yeah, no, me too. I think it's because we're the ones who are like behind it all and everything.
Yeah. That's just like the artist struggle, I think. It's like you'll never feel like it's constant imposter syndrome. You'll never feel like anything's good enough. Like, it's totally.
And it goes back to Spielberg. Tough. Imagine being him where he thinks everything's great. Like that, I could never.
Right.
Not being able to take any critical feedback or anything like that.
Well, also it can go both ways too, because like, what if he still does have that imposter syndrome, and he looks at Jaws and all he sees is how bad the shark looks. Yeah. Rather than like this, how good the movie is, because that's what I get caught up in. Is like when I'm editing something, I'm like, dude, this is trash. There's a mistake here, mistake here, mistake here, and then I'll show it to fresh eyes to Amber and stuff like that. She's like, dude, that was really good. Yeah. I didn't see any of what you're talking about.
Oh, exactly.
That's like the audio stuff with us. Like we hear it, but then everybody else is like, that was not bothering us at all. And we're over here like, that's all I heard the whole time.
Yeah. No, exactly. Because most people aren't artists. Most people don't have a creative mindset. At least in my experience talking to people, So like artists, like we understand that kind of struggle of like, oh, nitpick. But most people just see what they get and they're satisfied with it. Yeah. Exactly. As long as it's not like total ass. As long as it's not unwatchable, unlistenable.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought about that too, because I was listening to some podcasts or just watching movies or anything, and I'm like, I didn't even like care to criticize anything. So I'm like, that's probably how everybody else listens to pods. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But as like once it's your own art, you want to like bash it into the ground for some reason because that's how you improve yourself. You bash it into the ground, you're like, how can I make it better? Yeah. And then move it on.
Well, that's exactly what I did with Noctophobia. Yeah. When I first released it, I was like, dude, that was sick. And then I watched it a year later and I'm like, that was stupid. I'm going to make another one. And so then I felt like bad, like not bad, but I don't know how to express it. But like, I felt weird releasing the second one because I know that there had to be people who watched Noctophobia and was like, no, I'm not watching another one. You're pieces of shit, you know? And then I'm just like, no, but this one's good. I promise.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. And that's the best thing because the people who like Noctophobia, they're like, imaginary terror, they're like, whoa. What?
Yeah, it can jump.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's really awesome. I was about to, what's your at? Tell everybody.
Oh, okay. So on Instagram, that's where I'm like most active. I pretty much do everything on Instagram. But it's at Horror Business Productions. So look me up. I gotta whore myself out real quick. I got all my shorts here. I got spooky merchandise. My films are on VHS,
which is flipping awesome. I love how it's like lime green color.
Yeah,
I'm like, ooh, that is so satisfying.
Yeah. So this guy that I've been like, he helped me out with the trip report. He's just helped me out as like a mentor, basically. His name's Janice Click. So anybody listening, look up Janice.Click on Instagram. He is awesome. He made a movie called Fish Piss. It's exactly what you think it is. It's awesome, dude. He made a movie called Shrek Crack. It's awesome, dude.
Exactly what I think.
It's exactly. People smoke crack and then Shrek comes to kill them, and it's so good.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. So he's like a B horror movie maker. And I saw his movie Fish Piss. I reached out to him. I'm like, yo, that was crazy. What else you got? You know?
Yeah.
But we kind of established like an online friendship, and he's been like a mentor, and he is the one who got my films on VHS. Like he put in all those hours to record both my shorts onto. The reason some of them are lime green is because they're on VeggieTales VHS. Oh. He just recorded over it, so you'll be watching my shorts, and then as soon as my shorts end, you'll get Larry the Singing Cucumber afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Though.
But, can I get it in lime green still?
Yeah, I think there's one left.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Limited edition.
Yeah.
Raise money.
There's 17 of them in existence, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to get one then.
That's awesome.
I want the lime green one.
Yeah.
Then I want to. Oh, but I don't have a VHS tape. I could find that.
You don't need one.
Dude, Goodwill has like 10 of them all the time.
And they're like $1 each. So
I might have to come over as the old man and show you how to work it. Like, you'll be fine.
How do I rewind?
Yeah. You're like, where's the main menu? I'm like, Sydney.
Is this Blu-ray? What is this? How does this? Where's the disc?
I'm gonna be like, don't pause it for too long. You'll stretch out the film.
Yeah. I'm like, where's the USB-C on this? How do I plug it in?
USB-C.
Does this have wireless connection? Like, how do I?
Maybe you guys shouldn't buy my VHS.
Get them to degenerates like us.
Yeah. You guys are gonna buy them from people who actually know how to use these things.
That's awesome. It just came in my head because I totally forgot. But we have to ask the age-old question on the campfire.
Okay.
What do you think the question is?
I know you guys have asked in the past, like, childhood crush.
Yeah, for cartoons.
Yeah, cartoon.
Like,
okay.
Yep.
We want your cartoon childhood crush.
Okay, so this is one that I've gotten in trouble with from my wife because she thinks that I should look for personality, but
this is cartoon characters.
But this is
based
cartoons.
Off looks.
Yeah. So my childhood crush was and always will be Jessica Rabbit.
Oh,
yeah.
Pretty much
I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, she's well endowed, and and for me, sometimes that's just as good as a personality.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's the key factor right there. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
That's a good one.
Really nice
It's old school.
Yeah, it is old school. Sydney.
Okay, because I'm just giving up at these points.
Hold on, can we? I just want to show you what we've been looking up. Yeah. We can stop. Like we can start down here. Sandra Bullock and Anne Hathaway, gray mechanic shirt, mechanic got nuclear bomb. King Boo, sexy.
Who's King Boo?
King from Mario.
Oh, I thought it was a
that was
rapper.
her crush last time.
Thomas,
Crush was King Boo.
Thomas makes me want to do every different one every single time, so I'm giving up. So no, do
this one.
Oh, dude, I get it though.
Fanfic on King Boo.
Oh my god! No, I thought King Boo was a rapper when I saw it.
Wait, is this King Boo?
Dang, that's a good King Boo cosplay.
Sydney, no wait, hold on. Why are you attracted to King Boo? Why
you said Mario characters, and then King Boo was my favorite.
Did I really say Mario characters?
Oh. And I was like, oh, King Boo's my favorite. I guess King Boo.
This guy's your favorite. You looked at him and you said, yeah, I have a crush on him.
I think it's the eyes. I see it.
You are judging me.
What is this anime?
You're threatening me.
That's funny.
Okay, all right, this time, I was talking to Michaela like a few weeks ago, and I forgot to say it on the pod. Max Goof.
Really? I don't want to judge.
I am not a furry. I will say that right
why
now.
do you like him? Because of personality?
Well, because Michaela brought it up. I was like, you know what? I did like the Goofy movie and all that.
Yeah, but he also had a good personality. He was like a really kind-hearted kid.
Yeah, and he liked skateboarding.
And then he was a thug.
Not to generalize, but isn't it kind of funny, like, the difference in, like, crushes between men and women? Like, men, it's purely physical. And then for women, it's like, he seems nice. Like, he's nice, but he's not too nice. He's not creepy. Like,
yeah, right? His personality in the show is good.
Yeah.
You're like, what? I don't even know.
Oh, okay, go into the one with Max Goof and his girlfriend.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah. See, now I have to confess I had a crush on her as well.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, if you didn't have a crush on her, I was like, what the?
Yeah, no, that's funny. I don't even know what
Mickey
I
Mouse? You had a crush on Mickey Mouse?
Me? No.
Minnie
Mickey
Mouse.
No, not even Minnie Mouse.
I know you're a Minnie Mouse man.
I didn't like none of the Minnie Mouses. I was like, are you serious? Oh my gosh, no. All right, now I know.
Okay.
Fiona from Shrek as a human. I think I don't know why I
That's
crushed
very
on her
controversial.
You like her?
Are you telling me the green did nothing for you?
All right, the ogre form.
She's just like a big green M&M.
When you said M&M, I instantly went the rapper. I wasn't even thinking about the candy. I was like, big green M&M. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Fiona as the princess, because she was like, I remember because they were like running down and they were like fighting off the dragon, and she was like really kicking butt, and I was like, dang, yeah, that's the girl.
Yeah.
I don't care about her feelings. I don't care about her voice. You know. Oh, that's funny.
She was...
Okay, let's do video game characters. I think that's easier for us. How do you not have a video game character?
Well, because
Animal Crossing.
I was prepared for the cartoon crush.
Oh,
I just went through a whole list of cartoon crushes male, and then I was like,
Just gonna Google it.
I was like, Darren Thomas is gonna.
I was watching, or no, they're the kid at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Do cartoon movie crushes. That one's easier.
I don't even know.
Jack Frost from the freaking, what is it called?
You're just gonna
this
one?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
No, that's so fucking scary. Every time I think about him, I'm like, ooh, that's scary. No.
See, when you said it, I was like,
I was like, this guy.
No, not that one.
I was like, we have the
Martin Short.
I was like, we have the same crush. This one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's sexy. He's pretty chill.
Oh my God.
What is this? What is this?
Boo.
King Boo over here.
Boo.
Oh, that's funny. Why did you like him?
Because he's cute.
He kind of gave me like a...
What about his personality, Sydney? Isn't there more to a person than just their looks?
Because he's cute.
What is this?
And he...
See, he fine. I like this little booger there.
What about this Jack Frost?
Oh, man.
No, okay.
I work with a guy that looks like that.
What is this fanfic? What are we going?
Stop. Okay, don't judge me about my fanfics, but yes, Elsa and Jack Frost for some reason was definitely like one of my.
They weren't even in the
fanfics.
same like anything.
No, they're not. But they're
crossover.
There's snow, whatever.
Yeah, cinematic universe.
Yeah.
There is a video. There is like a series on YouTube, like literally movie. You could put a movie all together. It was so bad, but I was so invested. It was like these. It's like AI, narrated like voices, and then them making the characters do funny shit, and then they would like do things, and it'll make a story. But I was so interested in it, I can't find it. So if anybody out there knows the Jack Frost Elsa with Anna and
leave a voicemail.
Yeah, leave a voicemail so I can look at it and rewatch it because it was so terrible. But so good. I was like up until like 4:00 in the morning one night just watching it all. It's horrible.
Those fanfics get weird.
Yeah.
You'll go in the dark end really quick.
I don't know. The one that I was watching was like kind of for kids, but kind of not. It was like
that's the weird one.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of trying to be a kid, and it's like, wait, what does that?
Yeah. You know you're in trouble when you see Elsa and Spider-Man in the same room.
Yeah.
Like, nah, money.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about them. What about a celebrity crush?
Damn. I gotta think.
Be careful.
No, you know what? Amber, my wife, she told me before this that my answer that I told her had to match up, or else she's gonna start investigating.
He's lying.
So now I'm trying to remember who I said. There's a few girls out there. If we're going old school, like really old school. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Elvira from back in the day. She's like a horror movie host.
Elvira?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, she's like a horror movie host from back in the day. She's pretty
gorgeous.
Cool.
I could assume that from you.
Yeah.
If I saw her, I'd be like, yeah, she probably has a crush on her.
Yeah, it's this whole goth thing,
Yeah. What happened? No.
Yeah. Well, time,
So, all right, Sydney. Elvira.
What?
Mistress of
Sydney
the Dark.
what?
Human. Not Jack Frost. He's fake.
I don't know. My God.
Well, allegedly. If there's kids listening,
Okay.
Jack Frost exists.
He's real Santa, Tooth Fairy, all of them.
Yeah.
Supernatural characters. Sam Winchester. I forgot what his name is. He's so cute.
Sydney, I don't know what it is. My YouTube algorithm is like full of snippets from Supernatural.
But I think it's because I love tall men. And I love long hair. That's why Darren, when he grows out his hair, I don't want him to cut it.
Yeah.
Is this
I
Darren?
like keep it.
Is that Darren?
No, not him.
Is that Darren?
Him?
He's pretty cute, yeah.
Oh, is he cute right there?
No.
Dang. It's the eyes.
That's so
Damn, that's sexy.
Oh, that's grossy.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Okay, Thomas, what about you? You can't say Selena Gomez. You can't say Ariana Grande.
What are you looking around my room for?
Because you normally post it off of your little albums over here.
That's why I have the album.
I know, like right behind you is your Selena Gomez.
Oh, my Selena Gomez vinyl. Yeah.
Because
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to
Selena
think of
Gomez
movies.
is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Okay, you were asking us questions, and now you're mad at me?
Yeah, I know. I'm always.
I answered it faster than you thought.
Yeah, but I'm not like I haven't been on my grind of
King
thinking
Boo
about
Sexy.
it. King Boo Sexy.
The reason why we looked up King Boo Sexy is because Olivia. Have you ever watched a regular show?
Like once. It was a little after my time.
Yeah. Okay, regular show. There is a character named Mordecai, and Olivia said, "Yeah, no, but you have to type up Mordecai Sexy."
That became the theme.
Yes, exactly.
That's her. What's her name? Alicia Vikander. She played Tomb Raider. In this Tomb Raider. The other ones, no, I don't like that one. I don't know who that is.
Hey, she has a name.
I don't like her, whatever that thing is.
If I can, I need to correct.
Not because she's Tomb Raider. No, I like the actor. Like, obviously, people say, "Oh, Tomb Raider," but no, it's not why. I mean, obviously, Tomb Raider, but Tomb Raider, the actor. But yeah.
So I have to correct an issue. When you ask celebrity crush, just so I don't get in trouble, it's Amber because she's in all three of my films.
Oh yeah.
So she's my celebrity crush.
Yeah.
That's a
hey,
good
we'll
choice.
take it out. No.
No, leave it in. It's funny.
I'll put a voiceover again on it. Naughty.
Naughty.
No, she'll just listen to it and be like, "Michael, you're such a whore," and I'm like, "I know."
Also, people, now I'm gonna put these videos, or I'm gonna put this in a video, so all the pictures we're looking at, you'll be able to see. So now, Aunt Patricia, you are a viewer because you're going to be able to see.
Ooh, Thomas just
she
threw
can
you under the
view.
bus.
She got mad
good,
at us.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
She got mad at us. Okay, I didn't even.
Oh,
all right,
wow.
this is going into
Celebrity
it now.
crush here.
So this is my celebrity crush. All right, so now we're gonna be looking at pictures of Michael.
Yeah.
And I just want an explanation.
Yeah.
This is like Hot Ones, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
they have their little thing. What's this?
Okay, so as you can see, I've gotten the mutton chops,
Yep.
and might I say, I'm wearing the shit out of them. But I think I had to shave my whole beard, either for work or for a Halloween costume, and I
Oh.
can't remember.
You're like,
I'm gonna play with it.
Yeah, but if I gotta shave the whole thing off, might as
Yeah.
well like check every style. It's like GTA when you scroll to every
Yes.
barbershop option.
Yeah, this one you can't bring back. The
Yeah,
beard.
so I gotta go like a little at a time, off, And I did this, and I was like, wow, that's sexy. And so I took a picture just because I knew what Amber's reaction would be. And then I showed her, and she said, get out of my face, like you're disgusting. So
Oh, it's so funny.
so I shaved it, but I just wanted this picture to immortalize how good I feel like I
I
look.
know. I love the posing. Like you'll see what I chose. I just
Yeah.
love how you pose in these. I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Well, I like to think if you put like a sepia, tone like overlay on it and stuff like that, it'll look like I'm a cowboy from the Wild West.
I will let you guys know that Thomas accidentally spoiled this before the podcast, and it was a big
spoiled the picture of him.
Yes, Thomas clicked out of the tab, and it showed my.
I did not expect to see this picture again, but I'm glad that I did.
We'll click out now. I don't know what I have saved. I kind of forgot, so we'll see what the next one is.
Oh, this is a good night. This is one of my best nights.
This is a picture of Michael with pizza with his mouth open.
I was just honestly really stoked that I got home and there was pizza, because my mom always cooks healthy bullshit, and so like I was really excited that it was Little Caesars and not like tofu shit.
Little Caesars too.
Yeah, like you're down bad when Little Caesars is that exciting.
Oh, that's great. I think. Oh, Oliver! You like Oliver Tree?
I love Oliver Tree.
Nobody likes Oliver Tree.
Really? Not even you?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this an intervention? Like,
you're like, oh, no one likes Oliver Tree.
Nobody likes. No, I like Oliver Tree, but like everybody, like all my friends I talk to, nobody like cares for him or like anything. I'm like, he makes some good music.
He really does. He makes great music, and his music videos are like the most creative of anybody right now. Yeah,
the only like he's on podcast stuff too.
Yeah,
if you listen to him. I can't deal with the whole act the whole time though. I can't stand.
He gets to be like really cringy, where like it's like okay.
I'm like, I just want to know about you, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, and he never does drop the act. Like even when we saw him live, the whole time he's saying it's his farewell tour and all that kind of stuff. Which like if you know Oliver Tree, it's not true at all. But then he came out in a wheelchair and was like saying that like on the way in he broke his leg and all this. So the first half of the concert he was playing in a wheelchair, and then all of a sudden they tried to wheel him off, and so he jumped out of the wheelchair and was like, "It's a miracle, I can walk again." And he started fighting all the dark. It was like the craziest stage show I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. Yeah. Like the tickets were totally worth that price.
That's awesome. Wait, how much were they?
Well, I'd see. No, that's just the fee was $13.
But,
oh no, $23.
Wait, they're only $23.
Yeah, worth every penny, dude. Oliver Tree was so dope.
What?
Yeah.
Whenever I think big names like that, I'm like $400 tickets.
Yeah. You gotta wait. They go on sale, like because they don't sell enough. Yeah. And so then, like 3 weeks before the concert, they just blow them out, and that's when awesome. I strike. Like I'm gonna go see Limp Bizkit with my mom and dad for $25 a piece, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Though. That's great. Gosh. Dang, I need to stop spending $100 on tickets.
You should totally stop spending money on tickets.
Yeah.
All right, I think this next one is a painting of you.
Yeah. So I'm a Renaissance man, and no, I just I plugged myself into AI, and not that I'm narcissistic or anything, but I looked really sexy there, so I just decided that the world should see that.
I liked going through it because some of it's like my Facebook too. Like I have like the cringiest photos. I don't know why. I have a picture of like. They used to make these headphones that would flip out and turn into speakers.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
And I got them, and I was like, yeah, I'm really cool. And I was rocking like a Michael Jordan jersey, and I was like, yeah, you guys know me. Yeah. And I was like, that was the dumbest photo to ever take.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is the dumbest photo you've ever taken.
But it's top 5. No, yeah, that was like awesome. Early AI. I feel like that was like
I was gonna say
at the birth.
I like how the watermarks on there because now you can get like free watermarks.
Well, that's before I learned how to crop stuff too, because I'm an old man, so I'm like, that was good enough to me, They won't notice.
Voila.
Oh, that's funny. That's all the pictures I got.
That's all you got.
There was I could have lined us fully up, but then
my whole entire Facebook profile is just cringe every photo.
Yeah, that's funny.
My favorite thing about your Facebook is that you'll say something, Amber will say something so savage in the comments.
Dude, yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
Yeah. No, she's
your biggest hater.
Yeah, she's my biggest hater. It's crazy. And it's funny because like I said, my mind's always on overtime. So I'll just get random thoughts that do not partake anything to what we're watching. Mm-hmm. So like, yesterday we're watching like that reality show MILF Manor, which I'm ashamed that I watched. It's phenomenal. And then, I started posting about top 5 Weezer albums, and Amber's just like, the fuck is wrong with you? And then, she wants to publicly humiliate me too, which I get. Like, if I was talking about Weezer all the time and I could, like, see myself, I would humiliate me too.
Wait, Weezer's like Oliver Tree. Everybody hates Weezer too.
I think that they're great.
I love Weezer.
I think we could have a 4-hour conversation about their discography right now.
They're so good.
They have a lot of good stuff.
I'll open up my playlist and there's like at least 10 songs from Weezer. I mean, come on.
It's crazy though, because with Weezer, not to derail this whole podcast and make it a Weezer podcast. But their albums are so inconsistent. Like they'll release one of the best of their career, and then they'll release literally like dog shit, and you just wonder what happened. Like, and then it's 3 albums, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna give up, and then they release a good one, and it's like, oh, I'm so glad I waited.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, exactly. That's how it is. That's so funny. Oh, yeah, Weezer's good. So I don't know what's wrong with people. I was gonna ask. Okay,
if you don't like Weezer, leave a voicemail.
Yeah, and we're gonna argue.
Oh, Thomas, say the voicemail number. Some people can actually call.
I forgot it. I don't remember it by heart because I'm not that good. Yeah. 623-688-3025. That's our number. You call it. It's gonna say, hey, who you? Why are you calling? You just say your name and then you let it ring for a while, and then the voicemail will eventually come.
Who you?
Who this?
Who you?
Who you? Yeah, it's gonna be like who you. It's gonna be. It literally will say like, who are you?
Oh, why'd you say who you?
Oh, because I just.
Why did you forget? Who are you,
brother? You've known me for how long?
No, I was just like, oh, you recorded it yourself. That's pretty cool. And you said, yeah.
No, it's
you.
It's a voice. So when we get the voicemail, you actually hear them. They're gonna be like, because Tyler had his, he's like Tyler Albert, and like you're gonna hear who sends it. So we can see.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I thought the voicemail.
And if you want to do anonymous, you just go anonymous.
Yeah, but we can probably tell by your voice.
Yeah, we're like, Aunt Patricia, you could have just called us.
Yeah, dude, for real.
No, but going back to like horror and stuff.
Yeah,
like, do you have any like scary paranormal stories?
Ooh, I do. I have hours worth. One just happened tonight.
What?
Yeah. No, yeah, for real.
Wait,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Seeing Thomas's face, I know it's terrifying.
King Boo,
dude. Yeah, King Boo in the flesh, dude.
King Boo, sexy, you guys.
It was a sexy King Boo, and dude. No, but
all right, let's get serious.
Let's ghost stories around the campfire real quick.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Cindy, that's your pod name.
Oh, dude, awesome. Ghost stories, that would be sick.
Okay.
If you do ghost stories, I'll be your co-host.
Okay.
That's
dude,
smart.
Don't tempt me.
Then I could go to your place. And then
all right, bet.
That's awesome.
We just made a podcast.
Yeah, that's our separate category. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm serious about that too. I will totally do that.
No, I'm serious because Thomas will be on my ass if I don't.
I'm more serious than you are.
I am like, do it. You can take all the microphones, take it there. I'll show you how to do it on your laptop. You just go.
Well, in that case, I'll save my best ghost stories.
Yeah, give us a mediocre.
Yeah, here's all the bottom tier.
Yeah. Give us the bottom of the.
We got the top of the iceberg, and then
give us the peekaboo version.
Yeah. I seen a Pikachu, guys. No, I mean, just tonight. So we've had this issue with my son Vincent, his toys just randomly going off.
Oh my god!
Like 2 and 3 hours after he's in bed and has played with them. So that's been weird, and that happened tonight. And every time we go and try to get video of it, it stops. And so that's how I know it's like some freaky deaky shit. Cause like,
I'd be so scared.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So we're just like, and his toys are all scary. Like, because no child's toy sounds good in the dark.
No, it never does.
So, he goes to bed, we turn the lights down, we watch whatever we watch, MILF Manor or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we'll just hear like, hello, how are you? And it's like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I'm watching MILF Manor.
Yeah, like just turn it up.
Ignore.
And then I unfortunately have to be the man and go check,
Oh yeah, that sucks.
So sexist. Everybody's a feminist until there's a ghost in the house.
There's a Paranormal Activity. They have the Simon Says toy that for the kids. I can't stand that stuff. If I see one at Walmart or anything, I'm like, I don't even go down the aisle. I don't want to go down.
It's weird. Because it'll go off totally on its own, unprovoked, and it'll just keep going. And then as soon as my wife or I try to get it on video, it'll stop.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
so weird. Yeah, and
oh my gosh.
I mean, we've used the Ouija board a lot in that house.
We've just unleashed and welcomed every demon into our house.
Yeah. I will just say we did it while Darren, you, and I were all drunk, and we're like
stupid drunk.
We're like, who's there?
Have you drunk before?
Do you like Oliver Tree?
What's your opinion on Weezer?
What's your favorite Weezer album, bro? Say Blue for real. No, but we've Ouija'd a ton in that house, and we're never, even when we're sober, we do not Ouija responsibly. Like we just go in and be like, we're opening up the door to everybody. Fools, come on.
I will say that was the first time I've ever, and like the only time I've ever touched the Ouija board.
Yeah.
And I have video of us like going like,
with
it. I'm like, damn, someone's gonna be haunting me,
dude. Yeah,
I did not say goodbye.
No, we never say goodbye. We're just like, all right, I'm gonna do some shots, But like constantly there's weird noises.
Should we do shots?
Yeah. How many shots you want, bro? You're like sipping like one for me and one for the homie you poured on the board.
What's your name? It just spells out Jack Daniel.
For our new friend. But no, yeah, we hear like weird noises in the house all the time. Like maybe like a few months ago, I heard like a grown man clear their voice in the other, yeah, like that from the other side of the hallway. And it's just me and my wife and the kid, and nobody else in the house sounds like that.
Oh my god!
You know, like weird stuff like that. But the apartment that we lived in previously was so haunted to the point where we like went and destroyed our Ouija board because we were so scared of what was going on. And so I looked it up on BuzzFeed, like how do you destroy a Ouija board? Cut that bitch in 7 pieces. I buried it behind the fries.
On BuzzFeed, it's like do the L on it. And then...
yeah, Fortnite dance real quick.
Goodbye.
Wait, so you have to cut it in 7? This is like how you're actually supposed to do it?
Apparently, according to BuzzFeed.
You're not supposed to just burn it?
No, I think that like demons like fire or whatever. I don't know.
Throw it in the water.
yeah. Just holy water.
Holy water.
Just piss on it, dude. No,
you would when you're drunk too.
Man,
yeah, I gotta go pee.
Sorry, Jack. No,
say hi to Daniel.
You know how the shouties are.
Oh, that's good.
But no, yeah, we cut it in 7 pieces, and then I buried it like literally, you know, the fries like a few streets down. Mm-hmm. It's buried in that field behind there, the Ouija board. Yeah. Me and my friend got really high, and then we did that, and then we buried it behind there, and then
you do know about that family of 8 that died right over there?
Oh shit, my bad.
I was just
my bad for that one.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, like when we did that though, all the weird stuff stopped. But like there was times where like I was talking to my wife and she said my eyes would just change color. Like I'd be talking to her and then all of a sudden my eyes would be like full black.
Oh my god.
That would trip me out because she would be like, when I was just talking to her and I'm like, I didn't even have a revelation yet. Like, what are you talking about? I'm just saying like, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, she said like mid-conversation, like my eyes changed. And then, we would hear stuff all the time coming from the bathroom, like, you know, like little children's voices and like just weird stuff all the time. But the most undeniable thing is, you know, because voices, all that kind of stuff, you could kind of attribute it to whatever.
Yeah.
But the most undeniable thing that I've ever seen, like paranormal wise, is it was my wife and I were talking in the kitchen and she had a hair clip that she had put down and we're talking and that thing levitated and flew like horizontally across the room. And I saw it do that with my own eyes. And I mean, what explanation is there for that? Like no, you can
none.
Yeah, because I'm like I'm a huge skeptic at heart.
You can't
because I'm a huge skeptic at heart. So like anything I see, I'm trying to like, okay, what's wrong with my brain?
Brain.
Exactly. Yeah, like what are you doing to me?
Games.
You know, but that, I mean, what do you attribute that to? There's no physical way that could have happened.
Oh my god.
And then that was the point. Then we're like, okay, this is too freaky, man. We gotta cut this up.
Time to throw this thing away. Mm-hmm. I used to live in an apartment complex surrounded by a huge cemetery. Ooh. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is the time in my life I'm gonna get haunted and I'm gonna like it. The time because at that point, like
nobody ever.
Yeah,
I know it's so weird.
What a time to be alive.
But it's like at the point where I was like, I'm not scared of scary movies. They make me laugh. Like I haven't been scared in a long time, and I kind of miss that feeling at like that weird, like it is a fun, exciting feeling. And every day, like at that apartment at night, I'd be like, okay, if you were there, just shut my door. Just shut it. And I would just egg it on. Nothing ever happened. So I was just,
never does.
I was heartbroken. I'm like, damn it. Okay. Like nothing ever went strange in that apartment. And I was expecting it to because it was surrounded by a cemetery. So I'm like, okay, something's going to have to get scary over here. No.
The ghosts just knew. They're like, nah, she's ready for us.
She's like,
this is no fun.
This is not fun.
Yeah.
Was that your scary story?
No. No, I was just saying, like, I want the thrill of being scared.
But you don't get it ever.
But I don't.
That's why, because you want it.
Well, you gotta come over to my house more.
I know, exactly. Let me stay the
Jack
night.
hasn't said goodbye yet.
Yeah. No, we never said goodbye. We just say hello.
Hello, let's party.
My old friend.
this room, I think something's in here because I mean, I don't ever see anything or hear anything. I have sleep paralysis, so like super bad sleep paralysis.
This closet right here,
yeah.
I always wanted to make sure it was shut. When this was Olivia's room, when I like slept in here,
imagine we hear banging and just kids screaming. Dude,
this this door had to be shut.
Yeah.
But then also my room was across the hall, and my mom's hall, like her closet and my closet touched like side to side.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing noises from that closet,
really?
and I did not like that closet. I think there's something in this house. I don't know what it is. Very friendly, whatever it is. It's very friendly.
Like a bad vibe or whatever.
Yeah. There's been plenty of times.
You can tell the story because
Olivia and I were in my bedroom and we were hanging out. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, we were just laughing and giggling, and then all we hear is down the stairs, and we're like, "Oh, what's Thomas doing up? What is this fucker getting, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing?" I'm like, "Oh, Olivia, I bet you he has the lights on because he's scared of the dark." And I was like, or he was scared of the dark, so he would like turn on the lights, and then he would, as soon as he turned off the lights, he'll turn it off and run upstairs. So I'm like, okay. So we opened the door, the lights weren't on, so I was like, okay, like let's wait for him to come upstairs, and we'll like kind of scare him, right?
Right.
So we hear it going back up the stairs, and we open the door. The lights were off and there was no Thomas. Thomas was asleep in his fucking bed.
Dude, that's crazy.
And Olivia and I were like,
that's the worst because when you're running up the stairs, all you think is that guy's chasing you.
I know. Yeah. It was so terrifying because we swear it was you. And Olivia heard it too. Olivia confirmed it on the other podcast, on our second one.
You know what I think, Tom? That weird Indian painting mom's got out there.
I know.
Dude, stuff like that, like for real. It's in the Noctophobia short because it's such a weird painting. I had to buy it. It was at Goodwill, and I'm like, dude, this is coming home.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like, that in combination, around that time is when our house started feeling really haunted. So I think things can be attached to like objects.
That's
like
how I
that.
feel sometimes.
Because that was hand painted for my mom, and it was given to her. But yeah, we got it in this house.
I swear he looks at me every time.
And it started. Yeah, I don't like it.
He watches me.
It's like eyes follow you kind of a thing.
Yeah. But. Yeah, there's something definitely in this house. I don't know what it is.
Like, okay, my sleep process. Like, I've had it a couple times at my dad's house on the couch. And I didn't really. That was like every Halloween for some reason. I had like sleep paralysis, and it would like escalate every Halloween if I slept on the couch. But that's the only time, so I never had a problem. This house though, it doesn't matter. I can sleep on my back, on my side. It just randomly. But one time, I went to bed and I woke up on my side and I felt it, and I knew what sleep paralysis is because I can't move or anything. So I'm just like, okay, but I didn't see anything. But my door, when I went to bed, the door was shut. I woke up, or I did my sleep paralysis thing, woke up, the door was open with the light on.
Yeah.
Just that light on. And my things are controlled by, like, the Siri. So all the lights would be on if somebody turned them on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, what? How did that even turn on? And then, like, I just see these, like, black, like, hands, what I think are hands, like, creep over, like, this.
Yeah.
And then I saw like the top of like the head, and then I woke up like out of the paralysis, and it went away, and then the door was shut and the lights were off, and I was like,
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was like this craziest.
I've never had sleep paralysis before.
I haven't either. Amber, my wife, she gets them.
Yeah, they're
like kind of semi-frequently, but. In a way, I'm jealous because I feel like I could use that to make a really cool short. Some like cool ideas.
How are you supposed to like reenact it if you never like had it
exactly.
Before? And me, I think that would scare me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I wish I had.
I think in the moment
I like them. I don't know why. I like sleep on freaking out.
Yeah, I sleep on my back all the time, and that's supposed to be like the number one cause of it because you sleep on your back. No, my back just feels better in the morning.
Do you usually see like a similar thing, like similar things to each other? Like,
no,
is it usually
the black
same?
hands were my first thing. That's what we call me. My friends call them the black hands. So
the
black hands were that was the first time and one and only time.
Yeah.
On Halloween, these three creatures like come through like the hallway and they like get closer to me every like Halloween. I haven't finished it, so I don't know what happens. But like the last,
I hope it ends well.
The last I saw, they were just like on like the coffee table in front of me, like looking at me.
Dang.
And I mean, right here. I switch my positions on how I sleep sometimes, and if I'm like right now I'm sleeping like this way, and I had a sleep process, and there were just like these two giant like tall figures just kind of looking down at me. They're just like these like not black, like almost like grayish, dark gray figures, and just kind of like looking down at me.
Yeah.
And I just wake up, and I can't do anything. Like I'm screaming in my head, like I'm like trying to move. Like you're in your head, you're like, I need to run. Why am I not running? They're not moving. They're just like you just feel them staring, even though you can't see their face.
Yeah,
and that's how. Like those are the only things. And those are just crazy. One time. That was a one-time thing too.
Yeah,
But I do get sleep paralysis, but most of the time nothing's like happening. I'm just like I just can't move.
Are you like aware that it's sleep paralysis?
Yeah, because I mean you can't like I'm sleeping like this, and like you can't move your fingers, you can't move anything, you can't move your head, you can't move anything. You're just like this.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're screaming, you're trying to run, you're trying to do all these things.
Does it make it more scary or less scary? Like, if you're aware that it's sleep paralysis, does that like take the venom away, so to speak?
Okay, so like when I wake up in the sleep process, I'm not aware. I'm like scared, obviously, because I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
But then like as it like kind of dies out, I'm like, I become more aware, and I'm like, okay, just chill out, and I close my eyes. And I'm fine. But yeah. The nightmares, I love nightmares. I don't know why, but I love waking up in the middle of the night. And then it's 4:00 in the morning, and you're like, what? And you're sweating.
Yeah. No, I like it too, because usually my nightmares are really just weird and surreal.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'll wake up and I'm like, dude, that would be a cool scene in a movie. Like, always my first thought.
You're writing that down.
Literally, I'm like, I like roll over, I grab my phone, and I'm like, weird shit in the backyard. Like,
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about that because Elon Musk, he's talking about that thing that goes in your head. Imagine like being able to record your dreams or something like that.
Oh. The best movies.
The best movies would come out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Either the best movies or like the.
Yeah, like what? what is that?
Since you know Uncle James, I had this nightmare one time where it was just me and Uncle James, and we're at a pool, and like, oh my gosh, this is the scariest thing I'm just thinking about right now. But we were just me and him for some reason at a pool, random.
Yeah.
And apparently like, I don't know, his hand started like melting, and his hand like turned like this bone saw like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And he starts like attacking these people in the water, and the water turns red, and he starts like chasing after me. It's Uncle James, and I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm terrified. He towers over you, so you're like, it's just like Slenderman coming after me.
Right.
And yeah, that was the nightmare. I ran around the pool, or whatever, fell in the pool, and I woke up.
That's crazy. Do you ever have like recurring nightmares? Because I get that a lot.
No, just the recurring sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get reoccurring nightmares. Actually, I just get a reoccurring dream. And it is every Halloween. Halloween is just, maybe it's because I'm taking in so much sugar.
Yeah.
My brain's just like, bah!
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my reoccurring dream, I don't remember even what happened last time, but it started off with like being like a kid and playing in a tree house and stuff. Never had a fucking tree house.
Right.
And it just kept going on, and I was living my life, and I've grown up the way I'm like am right now. So like if I fell back to sleep, I am 24. Like if I fall asleep on Halloween, I am 24, and that's what I'm living. That's odd. I'm following up from the last year.
Yeah.
But it feels like no time has passed.
Yeah.
So it's super, super weird. But
that's crazy.
No, have you had a recurring nightmare?
I get a recurring nightmare. It happens like probably every couple months, and it's been that way for like 2 years. But it's always the same exact dream, and I hear something going on in the backyard, and I go out with a flashlight. And I'm trying to look for it, and it's like screaming and but not just like, oh, I'm spook screaming.
Is that your
like
new house?
Your
like your house now?
Yeah, in the current house. Yeah.
Oh,
and so there'll be like this like screaming for dear life, and I'll finally like find where it's coming from with the flashlight, and it's a guy and a girl that I don't know. I've never met them before, but they're on a couch, and they're like taped to the couch, or they're like restrained in some way. And they're just screaming at me like, he's going to get you too. He's going to get you too. You need to fucking run. You need to go. Like that kind of stuff. And then I wake up. But it's happened like, I've had that dream like several times.
It's just the same thing.
It's the exact same, like down to the T. Like that dream
ends like the same way too?
Yeah,
like,
I go in the house and I'm like, I got to get out. And then I wake up and I'm just like, and I wake up and I'm like, dude, why do I keep having this weird
dream? You don't
dream?
realize it's the same thing?
Yeah. I'll just wake up and it's like this deja vu. I think it was like by the time I had like the fourth, by the time I had that dream for the fourth time, then I realized there was a reoccurring one.
That's scary though, because then it makes you want to like go outside and check.
Well, it makes
That's how I would be.
Because my brain's all paranormal wired. So I'm like, dude, is that like a spirit in the house trying to tell me something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ooh,
yeah. Because I get real existential about dreams too. Because like I'm a
schizophrenic.
I'm schizophrenic. Textbook. No, but I get like really philosophical and shit about like dreams and what they mean and all that kind of stuff. And so if I have a dream that's like really surreal like that, or like really off, I'll sit there and like try to pick it apart and like, what did that mean to me?
Yeah.
What does it apply in my life to? That kind of thing. But things like that just makes me feel like, nah, this bitch is just haunted.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. My goodness.
That's crazy.
Have you ever like in your dreams were like, yeah, this is a complete dream, and just like stand still and whatever and not do anything?
I've had that. Yeah.
I've never had that.
You just have to break that wall and be like, maybe it has been like reoccurring dreams that I've had. It's not like multiple. It's happened like maybe twice at most. Yeah. But like it's always the second dream. Like I already lived this. Is this a dream? And you just think that to yourself, and everything. Wait, so what is that? Everything continues while I'm just like, I'm in a dream right now. I can do whatever I want.
Oh, that's the lucid dreaming, right?
I don't know.
Somewhat. I think it's like kind of like that. Yeah. Because you're aware.
Lucid dreaming is like when you are aware and you're able to do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, me, I'm aware, but like moments. No, like I'm aware, but like moments later, I will wake up. It doesn't last long. Like I figure out like, oh, this is just a dream.
I know people have like
and it's like my body. It's like my brain because my brain actually has stuff going on now. Like, oh, I'm actually thinking of things. Yeah. It just wakes you up.
Yeah, for me, whenever I realize it's a dream, it's almost like the dream is disappointed and just goes away. Like that's how I had this dream that I was in like grandma's old backyard from like back in the 90s, the house that she lived in. And I'm walking and then there's this big pond and I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember a pond back here. That's cool. Yeah. And then on the other side of the pond was a lion and the lion was like, roaring and all that kind of stuff. And then in the dream, I'm just like, that's bullshit. Like there wouldn't be a lion back here. And it was just like the dream gave up. And then I just woke up and I was like, well, that's kind of sad. I mean, even though it was bullshit, I'd like to know how it ended.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
The dream was just like, oh.
I remember I had a dream once. It's not a dream because it wasn't good. Like, what is the difference between good and like just like weird dreams? It was just a weird dream. It was when like buffering was a big thing on Netflix. I remember, you remember like the buffering low, like it was the worst. And I remember having a dream, and like good stuff was like bad. I think I was like, we were like going on a road trip or whatever, and we're like almost to the destination. And the dream stops, and it's just that. And my dream was like buffering, and it like stopped. And I was like moving around like this, like are we like? And like everybody in the car was like just not talking, and I'm like, am I just buffering right now? I didn't.
That's so strange.
Then like because you don't wake up from like dreams like that. So then the next morning, I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
Your brain is sick, Thomas. Why do you dream of just being in a buffering stage?
Oh, dude, I hate ads so much right now that I'm scared that there's going to be an ad in my dream one day. I can't stand ads. I don't know why. I've been so ad-free in my life because I buy all the ad-free stuff. So now I'm worried that in my dream, they're going to be like, hold on, before you get killed, check out whatever.
Yeah. No, dude, if everybody starts buying that Elon Musk chip, then they're literally going to be able to hack into your brain with ads. It's like, they're going to pause the dream and be like, science hates this, man. Like,
no, it's going to be targeted like directly at you.
Targeted
so
marketing,
like, people have like, do you have ED? You're like, yeah, you know I do.
Damn it. Oh, you too?
No, but the worst ones, they're like, do you have stage 4 cancer? You're like, no, I don't think so.
Dude, yeah, it's because I Googled a headache. All of a sudden, they're like struggling with the brain tumor. I'm like, not yet, but...
Are you telling me something?
I mean, my doctor hasn't said.
That'd be the worst. Imagine just being able to Google like instantly what you have. Google, diagnose me. Yeah, you have 5 different cancers.
That would be so
Would you like to
wicked,
start planning a funeral?
Calling up a funeral home right now.
Yeah, that would be wicked though. That'd be so cool. That would
not be cool.
That would suck.
Yeah, I would rather not know.
No, I think it'd be awesome because you could probably catch things before they get too bad.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
Intellectual,
there is good
like,
stuff to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're me skipping the ads,
but
I just don't like bad news.
I don't want anybody to figure out what's going inside my brain because what is it? What if my brain is like some wacko?
Well, imagine we do that.
Crazy.
Hack my brain, make me start doing like movements.
You know what I saw? I saw this thing, and I kind of thought about it too. If we get chips, that means we can start like chipping animals. Like so, then it's like Avatar, where you can like connect to the animal. So then you're controlling the horse, right? And like now you don't have to worry about it. Or your dog, you have to now you control your dog. You're like, walk with me, and the dog just follows.
At first, Thomas, I didn't know what you were talking about because you're like, and then we're gonna start chipping animals. I'm like, we already do that.
No, I mean like
so we can find out if they ran away.
No, but like controlling them, like Avatar, that would be crazy.
That's too much for me.
Because then you'd be like, there'd be people walking down the street with 5 grizzly bears behind them.
Then my dream with the lion would make sense.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's my spirit animal.
Oh yeah, that's Grandpa's lion, dude.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's great.
I found this thing recent. Ignore this guy's face. There is this giant like rock wall in Oregon. Have you guys heard about this at all?
No.
This is a tourist event, I guess. I was looking. It was on TikTok that I saw, or Instagram Reels, or whatever. People sit because it's a giant door, and there's like, so if you look like right here, like that's like a handle. This is supposed to be like the door drawing this out, right?
Yeah.
And this is like the door handle.
Yeah.
One guy said, I saw a giant open that door and go into the mountain. And so all these people believed it. And people like gather around, camp out there and wait. They're waiting until like a giant leaves it. And I'm like,
dude, that's
crazy,
wild.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this one guy said it. Like, if I heard like multiple people, I'd be like, all right, maybe let's check this out, right?
Yeah.
No, one guy, he's like, I did meth and then I saw this. And you're like,
I did meth and then
yeah, no.
But I just wonder your guys' thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, total giant just went in there and now hiding.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
See, I think I'm actually I get really into conspiracy theories,
I don't know who
right?
I think this is probably the guy who said it.
I think that's the giant.
They caught him.
He's like, y'all leave my fucking house, please.
Yeah, he's like a viral because that's where I live.
Yeah. He's like, I moved here to get away from you fucks.
Now that I'm thinking about that, probably is the guy that said that he saw
it.
Yeah. It's probably not just a random guy next to him.
But no, I don't believe in giants. But I will say I look into conspiracy theories and like go down rabbit holes all the time. And there's like, oh man, I wish I didn't start talking about this on the podcast because I'm going to sound like one of those guys, you know? Well, actually, giants do exist and have existed for years.
I love conspiracies.
I love them. Yeah. But I don't know. It's interesting when you start looking into giants because there is a lot of stuff that suggests that there is evidence for giants, but there's a lot of suppression on like those documents, so we don't see them. I don't know why you would hide that from us.
Yeah, I know, isn't that weird?
But like there's they found like old like Viking bones and like even caveman bones are like 4 to 5 times the size of our finger is their finger and things like that. So it makes you think. Am I saying I believe in giants? No. I don't think it's interesting.
I still think like the giants were like, Jack and the Beanstalk giants, I'm thinking I think they're just big people back then because that's like how they had to be, like Vikings, you think about it, you're like, that guy was just probably massive. That's why he was 10 times taller than us.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything was bigger back in the day. Like, I mean, that dinosaurs descended into chickens and think of a T-Rex versus a chicken.
Yeah.
So is it that crazy to think that maybe billions of years ago, the first forms of people were these beasts?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I was listening to a podcast, I don't know, but they're talking about dinosaurs. Like, we just put like skin over dinosaurs. Like, I don't know why, but people were talking about like, what if dinosaurs had like cartilage? Like us, we have a full nose, but if you took our skin and everything off and just put the skull, we don't have the nose.
Yeah.
So people are like, what if dinosaurs, did they actually look like that? Or like, did they have cartilage and weird stuff like that?
Well, people, because they think, since it's like chickens, they were assuming like instead of scales, it's like, what if they had feathers instead?
Like a T-Rex
like
with
what
feathers.
if like
totally ruins Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park was like, come on.
No, it's crazy. But talking about this, it kind of reminds me of, like the Phoenix Lights. How one person or a few people have like probably were on some high drugs or.
I'm literally too close to home.
Yeah, and also too soon.
But because when I'm watching stuff like that, I'm like, it could be tons of different shit,
See, this is where we're gonna disagree. I'm 110% Phoenix Lights happened, and
I
am like you.
I'm just saying. I wish I could be there to view it because I could 100% confirm or deny like it was there. But it's just like this. People said they saw something. And so a whole group of people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait and watch until like years and years later for something to happen like this. What if someone's like, yeah, it was a ginormous person, but not like a giant, like not like Jack and the Beanstalk
comes walking out.
Like, I'm home.
But like not like Jack and the Beanstalk like size, but like a large person, like bigger than what we can imagine.
The Phoenix Lights, like, people like just instantly assume like it's aliens. I believe it happened 100%, but my thing is, I think the government was just doing something.
You think so?
I just think because they're always doing something, and I always just think that, and they're just trying to cover it up, or they just try to like.
I don't always deny like space stuff because there has to be some other form of life out there. The galaxy, I don't even know how big it is. It could be everlasting. It could be just in the secluded space. Scientists say this and that. I'm like, well, I have to do the science myself because I can't use your words and be like, yes, your words are correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not denying
these
aliens,
people, these people are intelligent, but we can't even like get out of our galaxy.
Right.
So how do we know how big it is and how many galaxies there are?
Yeah.
Like we can see the like little sections and stuff, but
I'm not denying
our
the aliens.
technology
I'm
is
just saying
nowhere like near.
I'm just saying that Phoenix Light's like, even if like, because I like try to talk to people that don't believe in aliens, and I'm like, okay, so then it was government or something. Like they had to have been doing something.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there's so many
all
witnesses.
Those people, right? Even like I think the mayor or somebody like high up saw it too, like in his own house, and I'm like, yeah, why would come on? Why are we lying? Not all these people are lying. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Well, let's get crazy though. What is your guys' interpretation of aliens? Do you see them as from space, or do you think of them as like interdimensional beings? Because I'm almost convinced that it's an interdimensional thing. It's
this whole like quantum physics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
destroys my head because
Same.
I'm like, there is like people are studying this stuff.
Yeah.
There is no way this can exist.
Yeah,
the black holes fucking exist.
Yeah,
and those things are naked to the eye. You can't see
Right.
them. You have to physically like have like certain sound waves and hit this way.
Have
and
you
all
seen
that
Interstellar? No.
Oh my god.
No, but like if you think about it, really, like dimensions, that whole dimension thing, that can explain everything from aliens, demons,
no, I
ghosts,
think I've heard this.
all the so I think it's not that crazy to think that like aliens could just be super evolved humans millions of years from now, just overlapping with our dimension for some reason.
Exactly.
And even like ghosts, you know, like if somebody dies and stuff like that, well, they're still continuing in another dimension, and it's that dimension overlapping with us.
See, that's what the conspiracy was like, almost like their dimensions are like kind of glitching with ours, like it's slipping in for some reason, and then so it comes into that. But when I think about that, I'm like, okay, if it was an accident, and like some of these things, like, you know, throwing the hair clip, like, was that an accident? It's like, no, maybe maybe they just have access to our dimension. Maybe you just keep leveling up.
Maybe they're trying to show us like, hey, something's here.
Well, if you look at like the reports of like aliens and UFOs, all that kind of stuff, it all started in the 40s. It all really started with Roswell, you know, a lot of it. And what happened 2 years before Roswell was we dropped the nuclear bombs, all that kind of stuff. So you could view it one of two ways. Like you could view it as like, did the nuclear blast, because you're dealing with atoms, splitting atoms, did that do something to the dimensions to cause that kind of thing? Or if you want to go the space route, you know, did they...
Aliens saw it and they're like,
chill
out.
Yeah, it's like when your kids are fighting and you're like, hey, yo, hey, we don't want to kill each other. Like,
you're like, all right, what's...
Because like, and both of those theories are really interesting to me, because I don't know, because then you could even tie it into like religion and things like that, because like, you know, at that point, are the aliens who are overseeing us, is that some form of a god that we just gave a different name than we could understand at the time? And if you want to go the interdimensional route, then you could just think of your brain as a receiver and God is consciousness, and it's like your brain is a radio that receives the consciousness.
I heard
it's crazy.
I heard this other conspiracy where like, it's almost like The Sims, basically, where there is like somebody that like is just controlling us, but they feed off of like our souls. And like I heard that like they want us to live, so like that's why they keep us going for as long as we can. And then when they kill us, they harvest our 100-year or whatever how old we are souls. And that's why we live, and like that's the only reason we have to live. And then when we die, we just like we become one of them, and then we eat people's souls.
You know what bugs the shit out of me? Like jumping off that. Right? There's this one theory that I heard that if like, let's say you're driving, right, and you get in a near miss car accident. Well, what if you actually did get in that car accident, but with the whole like kind of dimensions thing and stuff like that, but your perception is still, your perception is that you have continued on, right? So you get in that car accident, and over here in this dimension, you died in that car accident, but in your continued conscious dimension, you live through it. So theoretically, you live forever, because
brain.
Exactly. Like in this dimension, you died of colon cancer, but in this other dimension, which is your perception of consciousness, you beat the cancer. And they're gonna, that's a mind blower, because also, where does it end?
Well, that also leads into like these. I mean, I've told the story before of like that lamp story where the guy like he got in a fight at school.
I just heard this today, actually.
Then he like woke up and it was all his whole life was you know, all a dream basically.
That fucked me up.
That one that gets me, because then I'm like, what if like because I mean I've hit my head so many times. I'm always like, what if I'm just faking my reality right now,
dude? Yeah,
and I'm gonna wake up and I'm in the ER. I'm 3 years old.
Yeah, then you can be like, I had a podcast.
Yeah,
It's doing so great.
that's what I also think. I'm like, does he remember everything he did? Because then that's kind of like time traveling back, and you're like, okay, now I can do stuff differently. You know what I mean? That's so wild.
Or he can set, then it sets a path. Like, okay, I know exactly what I want out of life because that was super cool.
Yeah, and I know how to do things now. I know how to do this.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's so hard to think about.
Dude, those are mind melters, man.
Yeah.
No,
those
honestly,
are when you're in bed, you're like this.
Just because.
Yeah.
Well, me, I don't know. I just start thinking crazy. But I'm like, I can't believe there's other people who have like the same, like, I could feel certain pain, of course, and my brain functions the way it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is that tiny little brain of mine
Yeah.
on this huge ass planet can control me?
Yeah.
And controls all these other different people, you know?
Yeah.
This is how we talk, this is how we see, this is how we like do certain movements. I can't believe people are also alive right next to me because I don't know exactly what's going on in your brains.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy because I should know. Like my brain's like, yeah, I should know because they're living people who are just like me. And but you guys are like nowhere. I don't have any access into your head.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what you're doing. And it gets a little bit difficult for me sometimes to believe that other people are real.
Yeah.
Which is a really crazy
So it gets in like
thing.
simulation. Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like
which is a whole other controversy. Conspiracy theory.
The conspiracy theory, which is just crazy because I'm like, yeah, they're alive, but how do I know if they're alive? Like,
what if they're just an NPC?
What if I'm like stuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I have my own brain and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty crazy that your brain controls everything that you do as a person. And you're a pretty big person compared to your brain and how all that, like, your brain perceives everything, says everything, does everything for you.
Oh my god!
It kind of creeps me out because
you know what I think about the Rick and Morty episode where like they have a video game where you just live life and you just live a full life. And I think like, what if that's what we are? We're just playing that video game right now, and as soon as I die, we're gonna get off.
Kill screen,
but
that's crazy.
There's like recently scientists are like. Yeah, like right when you die, you live like your last 7 minutes of your whole life. You like relive it all. I'm like, what if I'm like reliving my last 7 minutes, right? Like, what if I'm reliving everything and everything's going slow motion, but like it's going like that?
Yeah.
It's
all true.
Which happens too because I mean Nathan, we've had him on the pod. We were taking school photos. He passed out and he said like he passed out for 2 seconds and he's like, I had like an hour dream. Like that's how long it was. And I was like, how crazy that your brain can do that. It's super wild.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. I don't understand it. But like what's even crazier is like people are like, oh, this is what happens, you relive your life. But scientists also still don't know how dreams are dreams. Like, but how do they know that we relive our 7 minutes or do this or do that?
Just
right?
based off of people, I'm assuming. Right?
Exactly.
Because they've had tests where like people have like that out of body experience, and they'll hide like a teddy bear with a note like in the ceiling because they say like people die on their deathbed, and then they go up and they're like, oh, the note said, Dr. Juan, you need to go to room 108 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then they come down and they say that, and then they're like. You know, they save them and they're like, it said, Dr. Juan, you need to go to room 108. So they like test it like that. I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about that and I was like, that's insane to talk about out of body experiences like that.
I was watching a documentary where doctors were like paying patients so they could like kill them for a second and bring them back to life just to see what they experience. And everybody has like a different way of thinking of it, but it's like crazy. Like, I don't know. I can't believe these people. I have to do it myself. I'm just
think about like all the inhumane stuff that's going on though, like in the whole world. Like I had to think about it the other day because I saw some like thing that happened before World War II that was like a horrible like they're testing people like taking their arms off, seeing how long they could live with no arm for whatever, and it's crazy. But I was like thinking about like that's probably happening now. I mean, it's got to be happening now.
It's just not being told to us yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
You know, that's a lot. Like, no, it's for real. Like,
no, it is.
A few years ago, Canada was like brought up to because someone found out like they had like children hidden.
Those
in,
damn
like,
Canadians.
Like a basement, like deep underground, doing. I forgot what it was, but something regarding that. And they were like,
how do they know about
tests. They're doing like tests on children and stuff. I don't know if they were like killing them but they were like taking children, like taking them, and that the government was doing it apparently. And I was like, this is disturbing.
It's like that Russian experiment. Like I forgot when. I think it was like before Chernobyl. Like they did like this whole like weird thing where they give them drugs and like the best drugs, the worst drugs, everything. And they would just like keep them in these facilities without them even knowing. So they would never have like a clear mind because they'd always be drugging them up.
Yeah.
And like it just ended in like them like peeling their skin off and eating other people and like putting like making like patches out of their own skin to like distinguish who's who. And like they started just going like absolutely crazy like that. And they were like testing like gas and stuff because obviously it was the war times. So, and it's like, oh my gosh.
I know, isn't it crazy to think about like all the shit that just goes on? Like here, we're right here doing a podcast.
Yeah,
like what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
Even 50 miles from here.
Yeah,
it could be the craziest shit.
No, seriously,
you know?
could. Especially here in Arizona in the desert.
You never know.
What's going on in the desert? That's I remember because we used to go out to the desert all the time, like with Jessica and stuff and Jacob. And one time Uncle Tommy was just like, hey, I want you guys to be safe. You don't know what can happen out there. Never has I ever thought about that. But, like, and then I watched Breaking Bad and you're like, yeah, there's stuff like that you can run up on and get shot. But just like weird stuff going on. Like I even remember like, that I forgot that game was where they give you random coordinates to go and run to. Or whatever.
Oh, Randonaut.
Yeah, Randonaut.
We stopped doing that in Buckeye because we saw too much scary shit.
Yeah.
Because me and Jessica used to do that, and we'd get fucking so terrified.
Yeah.
We get terrified.
I never did that. My friend did, and he said that.
I'm so sorry. I got goosebumps because I remember seeing the scariest shit out there.
Yeah, Amber and I, we saw. Not to cut you off, but
no, that's okay.
No, we saw the crazy. We stopped doing it, and our level for tolerance of scary stuff is pretty goddamn high.
Yeah.
But we were like, no, we're not. We literally deleted the app. We're like, we're not doing
That's crazy.
What did you see? Well, I don't want to cut.
I don't remember exactly what we saw. It's just like the feeling of it.
Yeah.
It made me nervous.
Oh yeah.
Like the feeling of it
That's
started
like
making
my
me nervous.
feeling though.
No, I know. I know, but like thinking of it now, I think we went out into the desert and it was like late afternoon where the sun was like dying down and like we saw shadows out in like the cement area, like that spray painted and stuff. And there's like shadows that are running and Jessica and I are like, fuck it!
Get out of here. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know, people are like actually planting like people to go over there to scare someone or certain things.
That's like the whole clown thing. Remember
the whole
fucking
clown thing? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That stuff was terrifying.
Well, I have a friend that did the randonauting. I'm not gonna say his name because we're not close, so I'm just calling him Craig. Craig, like he was randonauting and then he went out like and just ran. He just did it by himself, which is crazy. To do something like that by yourself,
right? Shit
and he was 17. I was in high school, so 17, like 18, but he went out to the desert or whatever. He said it was like 2 a.m. Went out. There was like this shrine of candles, and then like this teddy bear in the middle, and on the teddy bear it had 3 names. It had 2 names I don't know, but I know it had Craig's name on it.
Yeah.
And it was like, he sent me the picture and I'm like,
dude,
what are you doing,
crazy.
Dude? Get out of there. He's like taking selfies with it.
Yeah.
Those people that don't have that type of fear, I'm like, how do you even live? What?
Yeah. Well, we were driving in Buckeye and we were just like, dude, we should random out in the desert. Like, hell yeah. Because we had been doing it a little bit and we saw like weird
and Buckeye's crazy.
Yeah, you get out in like the boonies of Buckeye.
Watching the TikToks of it?
Yeah, when they found like the suitcase.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That suitcase with body parts in it, right?
Yeah. And so, some like unsolved murder that they found the cadaver. But yeah, so we're like, oh, fuck it, dude. We're in the desert. We're like out in like Hickland. Like, let's find something crazy. And no disrespect to anybody living in Buckeye.
We're gonna have to take that out.
My brother lives there, so I can say that.
Yeah, right.
But no, so we're deep there, and then we pull up our first stop on there, and it's like just a little bit ahead of us on the road, and so we're driving, and there's this car driving in front of us, and right where the spot was, the car in front of us like turned into the field, like hard turned, like in a panic almost, just like swerved over there. And we're like, okay, we're not gonna go over there. That was weird. So then we set next destination. Right? We're like, let's do it again. But that was weird. And so
we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, we'll remember that for next time. But we go to the next stop, and this was where we swore off randonauting because it's like this shack, right? That's just out there. It's like, I think it probably used to be a home or something, but it either burned down or was torn down because it's just like a shell of some bricks and stuff like that. And so but it's not telling us to just stop in the driveway or whatever. It's telling us that what the destination is like behind that building. So we pull off, get out of the car. We're walking behind that building, and there's all this graffiti, but it wasn't like normal, just like, you know, gang signs or whatever. It like was saying weird stuff. Like, I don't remember what it was saying, but it was like ominous, you know? And we get behind there, and there's these 2 dead dogs. And they didn't look like they were just dogs that died in the desert. Like, their necks were all like backwards. Like, they look like these 2. They're like these 2 German shepherds. Look like they did not have a good day and did not survive. And then we were like, okay, I think this stops at dead animals. Like, let's just go and delete this app. It was terrifying. Like, it just took us to like 2 dead dogs fairly stacked on each other. Like, dogs just don't fall down,
especially in that type of area too.
Yeah, behind a shack. Like, I'm like,
spray
okay,
painting weird
symbols
and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
So we were like, all right, that's it for us. We're good.
I've never done it, so
I'd probably recommend don't.
I never like the idea of going to some random place, especially because like
unless you love dead dogs. No, I'm just kidding.
you don't know like all the trespass areas because they just let you walk wherever. Like, you have to walk here, and I'm like, this looks like I shouldn't be here.
Right? Yeah. Well, I think if you tell a cop I'm rando nodding, they'll be like, all right, have a good day. And
that's true. And then you go on a military base, and they're like, what are you doing? You're like, well,
rando nodding.
I'm rando nodding. They're like, okay,
dude, that's a great way to sneak into Area 51. You just be like, I'm rando nodding. Dude, you got to meet this alien. He's sick as hell.
Wait, random? No, that's what we named the alien.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard this one. It was from the one with Nathan. Nathan's podcast was a very long podcast, and
so is this one gonna be?
But
I like this
really
one.
Good.
This is a lot of it.
Supercharged 5 hours.
Exactly. But
we gotta get this guy's face off this.
Thomas, Jessica, me, and then one other person that we know. We all went.
Names everybody. Then that one person.
Well, because that's family, and then I don't want their name to be
Emily.
Okay, whatever.
Emily, come on, you're cool.
Anyways, we went out into the desert at night. It was like what, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. One of those 2.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We were off roading. We were having so much fun in the middle.
I was off roading. You guys were
middle
passengers.
of the road, right? And we got towards the end of like one of the roads where there's like a huge bridge. And can you tell me, there's people out there in like,
it was crazy
outfits. What were
like
they?
Robes or what?
No. Full like military.
Full, like,
so first of all, we've been
gear.
through this place before, and there's never like a little. They
Never.
had like an outpost and stuff set up, and like you can wrap all the way around, and it takes you to Grand and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And
so it goes from Bell to Grand.
And like she said, this is 2 a.m, like so random, so it's pitch black.
Yeah.
And we're driving through, and I'm like, yeah, we do this all the time. It's fun. Then we go to this little thing. They have like a checkpoint set up. It's pitch black. They have no lights out there. Like, I mean, they had to have had night vision goggles or something.
Guns
because
or something that looks like guns. Like they're holding it, and literally, like it looks like an army.
No, they were holding guns for sure.
Yeah,
like, that wasn't even like a. I saw that
crazy.
and I instantly turned the car around because I'm like, what is going on?
I was like, "Fuck it, Thomas, go turn around."
Because, like I said,
they were starting to approach our car because there was no lights. No one had lights on.
They didn't have lamps. They didn't have like even like a like some cell towers have like a red light for some reason.
Yeah,
none of that. There's nothing.
There was no.
It was
just
they were in the only reason we saw them is because my headlights went and we saw all of them standing right there.
And they started like marching to the car.
Yeah,
and we're like, "Fucking Thomas, back
It
up,
didn't
back
look like
up.
American military. It looked like like video game Russian military. That's what they look like. So in my head, I was like, these kids are probably playing airsoft or something like that.
Yeah,
but then I was like, no. They first of all, airsoft's incredibly hard to play in the middle of the desert at night. But I was like, that whole outpost wasn't like an airsoft or a paintball, anything like that. And I was like,
it was a whole bridge over there.
Yeah, and I was like, plus, there's a whole bridge, and they do construction. There's houses. There's no way they would set up like an airsoft game over here. You know what I mean? So that's
really weird.
But the thing is, they had the whole bridge blocked off.
Yeah,
we weren't able to go there because there's 2 guys guarding. Oh, that was crazy! I can't believe I lived through that,
dude. That is wild.
And we fucking drove all the way back home. We're like, this is it.
Yeah. Is that the day I scared you, or was that another day?
No, it was another day. That's when we, I think.
We started talking about skinwalkers, and I started bringing up skinwalkers.
I don't know if you were there. Yeah. Darren, Jessica, Jacob, Julie, and I.
Wasn't there.
We went to. Oh no! So it was definitely that time then. We went to Winco, bought a whole bunch of fucking candy and a piñata.
Nice.
And it was a princess piñata, and we named her Stacy because we were listening to Stacy's
Oh
mom.
hell yeah!
And so we were like, okay, what's in this piñata? in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
So we drove all the way out into the desert, same road that all this stuff has gone on.
Yeah.
And we just set up like a fucking baseball field, and we
Yeah.
were fucking smacking this
Dude, that is awesome.
pinata everywhere. Candy goes in the dirt, and we're like, oh, candy, yum. Like,
Yeah.
fill the fucking dirt. We had so much fun. But no, it was, I was going to say it was that time, but it wasn't.
Can I just say that, yeah, all the weird crap you find in the desert, half it's got to be stuff like this, where it's like, you think it's scary, but no, it was just these idiot kids that bought a pinata, brought it to the desert, beat it up, and then left it.
It's
Right,
so
yeah.
Because if I
funny.
walked up on that, I'd be like, what is this?
They got somebody strung up on there.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, we took the pinata, but all the candy, like there was candy wrappers and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
that we couldn't all pick up because it was pitch dark.
Yeah.
We had to
Uh-huh.
shine the headlights.
Mhm.
No, we had to shine the headlights at us to be able to see everything,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. But yeah, it was the time where we saw like that weird group on the bridge, and Thomas was coming back. He's like, "What's that? What's that?"
Mhm.
I'm freaked out. 'cause
I just
don't
told
know-
him about like a Skinwalker story, and I also told him about like the white owl or whatever. Like if you see a white owl, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see. Like I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
I think I'm
No, but
still.
just setting the tone.
Yeah, I was still like still stuck at the time where like there was people out there and they were approaching our car with like guns, and I was terrified. And Thomas dropped me off, or Thomas and I met up in the beginning of the road with my car and his car, so I could hop in his car and then go.
Yeah.
So I had to get out of my car, or out of Thomas's car, to get to my car, and Thomas had to fucking park as far away as possible.
I'm such a
So
jerk.
I could fucking run to my car, and with my car, there's no it's the Kia,
Yeah.
and it's not a beep. I have
Oh.
to insert the key and turn it to unlock
yeah.
it. And I was like, "Fuck!" I was so pissed at Thomas because
I swear
was
I
so
said something
scared.
too. I was like, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Yes, Thomas rolled down the window. Watch out! And I swear, I
What was
started
that?
crying. I was so scared because
Actually, it's really wild to think about that. How was I so calm after we just ran into that? I don't know what is wrong with me.
you
No,
were in the
that's just
car.
life when you're a teenager. You really don't care
Yeah,
about
I was like,
anything.
we just
No,
saw two guys
because
moving around.
you were
Yeah.
in the car already. You could go.
No, I
whenever
know, but
time.
like I should have been scared from those guys too. I should have been like, let me drop Cindy off right here, make sure she's all right, get
Yeah.
in there. Let's not
Yeah.
make jokes, let's get out of here. No,
Yeah.
me is let me park us far away so she has to walk there and then scream that there's something out there.
I know.
That's crazy.
I
Yeah, it
hated
makes
it.
you wonder like what they were hiding. If they have guns,
Yeah,
like
that's what I was scared of.
yeah.
Yeah, and Thomas, you described it to Dad, and Dad's like, "Oh, it's airsoft," but I swear, there was no light. You could not.
Well, that's just sketchy. Even if it's airsoft, like what kind of?
It's still weird. It's still
Yeah.
like I don't want to hang out with these guys.
yeah, yeah. They don't seem like inviting.
But
people.
if they were airsoft, which I totally was like, that's my first thought. I was like, yeah, it has to be airsoft.
Mhm.
But then I'm like, they had like night vision goggles. And I'm like, these guys are either experts, and if they are, they're not in the middle of an Arizona desert. They're going to go play in like a real like foresty
Yeah.
area or something,
Yeah.
right?
right.
And I'm like, because they do buy night vision goggles for their airsoft games. I know that, but I'm
Mhm.
like, that's expensive stuff. So that means they'd be really into it. So that's why I kind of just threw it all away because I was like, there's no way these high level expert airsoft players are out in the middle of the desert at night like this. You know?
Right.
This area, like,
yeah,
what? There was nothing to hide behind or
exactly.
anything.
Like I said, if
it
there was
just a
kids in
bridge.
flip flops, I would have been like, okay, they're just playing airsoft in the middle
Right.
of the dark. Like, but since they were fully kitted out, I was like, and like I said, the outpost was like something you'd see in Far Cry, like literally,
Yeah.
like it was an outpost
That's
like that,
crazy.
and it was like, okay, let's not.
That was
go
like
there.
by the white tanks kind of area, or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right
Mhm.
next
Yeah.
to the lighthouse.
It's off of Bell. When you go all
When
the way
it turns
down.
into
Yeah.
Sun Valley Parkway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you have to go all the way down. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's. We still
Well, you
go
know, it's
down
crazy.
there.
No, now they built like an airfield out there. So I don't know if it's a military base or whatever, but there's an
Oh,
airfield
really?
out there now. They built it, and I'm like, they
Oh,
probably
that's
were
crazy.
doing something, and I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friends and I used to trespass all the time.
Mhm.
Like we would go jump the gate, and then there was this one like hill,
yeah.
more of a mountain than a hill, I guess. But we would climb all the way up there because there was like this kind of like cave, and then that's where we would camp overnight.
Yeah.
We would do that like all the time. But one time,
How crazy are we doing this stuff? Like,
dude,
what?
yeah, it's crazy to like look back on like your like when you were like a teenager and stuff, like just blatant disregard for like
Yeah.
life.
But,
you know,
but the thing is like we wouldn't tell our parents. It'd be like, "Oh, we're going out."
oh yeah,
and
no. If my
fucking
mom is listening, this is
disappear.
the first she's hearing of me going up into a cave.
We know she is.
yeah.
Camping overnight in a
Camping
cave. Be like,
overnight.
"Oh, I was hanging out with some friends. See it at his house."
yeah, no, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, we would go, and most of the like 99% of the time it was normal. But there was one time where all three of us woke up because it looked like it was daytime, but it was the middle of the night. Like it was as bright as daytime, but only for like 5 minutes, and then it returned to night. And all three of us had that experience. Like it's not like a deep cave, like not like caveman shit, but it was just like a hole in the rock. You know, that we were kind of camped out in. And yeah, dude, we all woke up because you wake up when it's fucking bright. And I don't know if there was like, if they were doing some kind of thing and it was like a spotlight or something, but it was daytime for like 5 seconds. And then, you know, I mean, this was back in my teenagers, so we were all smoking a lot of illegal substance. Well, now it's legal, but you know, back in the day. And so we just were like, dude, we smoked way too much. And then we went back to sleep. But even in the morning, we were like, nah, weed doesn't make you hallucinate. Like that would happen. So that was weird.
See, that's the worst thing about getting like drunk or anything with your friends. You're always like, I'll play that off, and you wake up, you're like, that happened.
No, there's no denying
why are we playing it off?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's scary.
Yeah,
the daylight thing. I mean, I've heard so many stories about people that are like, it's been nighttime, and then I see like bright lights, and then it goes away. It's like daytime, and then it goes away. And I'm like,
dude, the whole mountain was, you could see it. Like it was as bright as day, but only for 5 seconds, and then it turned off the way a light would turn off. It was so weird.
Yeah, and you'd hear a helicopter if it was a helicopter.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and that was another thing. Like, you know, couldn't have been the drugs because we all three had that same experience.
Yeah,
100%.
So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, weird stuff.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, it's crazy. You're hiding in a cave. First of all, that's like my first like red flag. If my friends like, let's go hide in a cave.
Yeah, I wasn't good at listening to my like. You know,
you're like,
they're like, dude, you want to go in this cave and smoke and eat chicken? And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go do that tonight.
I used to be terrified of aliens, so I would have never done that.
Yeah,
like, I'm not scared of it.
They're always in the back of my mind. Like anytime I see a shooting star or a plane, I'm just like, my first thought's like, well,
that bright light. All I think about is War of Worlds. You know?
Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
I've had nightmares from that movie. Yeah, like
it's funny because they're not
hiding in our house and seeing like the huge alien coming towards you
with the noises
like,
they make.
Yes, and you're trying to find like the perfect place to hide because it can't open things up. It could just zoom around. So if it sees you move,
we remember the scene. Everybody remembers that scene.
I don't care what the critics said. That movie is phenomenal. Yeah, I love that movie.
And
I rewatched it just recently, and I'm like, honestly, this is still good for what
good.
The age is for it. I'm like,
I like it because
it still kind of gives me anxiety.
Spielberg knew what was up, dude.
It's not like you know the Greys. You know how like the Greys, that's like the classic alien. It's not like that. It's like those robot things. Yeah. But that hand or the arm or the eye or whatever.
Oh, the eye that would zoom. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And that little girl, you just want to kill her because you're like, shut up.
Dude, she's the worst part of that whole movie.
Fucking kicks her foot out. I'm like, why would you do that? I would be like,
all the eyes
are the aliens.
All the eyes are just, and you're like, oh no.
That's funny.
The ending kind of gets like real, like it's silly, but
there's like water.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I'm thinking of Signs. Wait, no, it's germs in War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Signs. You guys watch Signs, right?
Oh yeah.
That movie is a masterpiece. That one's up until the ending. My big critique of that movie is that it's water. And it's like, then why did you choose the planet that's 75% water to land on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the birthday scene on Signs.
Oh, dude.
Oh my
gosh.
Oh,
I love that movie.
I love that movie
even with the dumb water ending, it's still a great movie. I love it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Like people who have never watched
the knife scene where like he's like looking.
Oh,
that's the scariest.
That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. When that it's an alien hand, but it looks like a demon claw almost when it first comes under the pantry or whatever. That scared. I was in theaters watching that, and like I jumped out of my bones, dude. I was so scared.
Well, since we're talking about like Blair Witch, do you like the Blair Witch?
That's one of my favorites.
Everybody
of all time.
hates that movie.
Well, they're all stupid.
I went to my film class. My teacher preached on like hating that movie because it was like the holding and filming camera. I was like, I love the Blair Witch.
But it was like one of the first of its kind.
Yeah,
right.
It's not
so it made it feel like, oh crap, like now you're like reliving what they're living.
Yeah, it feels so genuine. That's why it's so scary.
That's why it's so scary.
Dude, that movie is
the ending is so good.
Oh my god, we're standing in the corner?
Yep.
Well, dude, that movie,
I'm getting chills thinking about it.
That movie to me is like a masterclass on you don't have to show anything to be scary.
Yeah.
All you have to, like, less is more.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to. Like, that's what I fucking hate, like the Conjuring movies and all like the new.
They have to show everything.
Yeah, everything is shown in camera, up close, CGI.
See, I love Paranormal Activities, but like the first two, because after that they start like getting too deep into it.
Yeah, as soon as you have people flying across the room, it's just like, dude, come on, like, it's so much scarier to just end your movie with the guy in the corner because of all the stuff that was suggested before, you know.
Yep.
and I think that movie's a masterpiece.
No, that's such a good movie.
Yeah,
it scared the living shit out of me.
Then the second
it made
one
me
came.
not want to
yes.
go.
It's terrible. And no other Blair Witch is good, but that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I watched that movie in broad daylight. The first time I ever watched that movie, I rented it from the library.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it wasn't like that long after it came out. It came out in like 99. I probably saw it in like 05. Here's where I sound all old. But
that's so
I watched it, and I was watching it. My parents were home, so I'm just sitting and watching it on the couch alone, but there's people in the house.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I'd ever watched a movie in the daytime with people around me and about pissed myself.
Yeah.
I was like, this movie is so scary.
Well,
Oh my
us, because
gosh,
when
we
we first
watched
watched
it
it on
at
our
night.
birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even
And my
worse.
dad set it up, and he was like, "This is based on true story because it opens like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it looks like a real story."
Yeah.
So, and we have all our
Yeah.
friends there, or whatever. And it was
All the
just-
lights were off, and we were just watching it. And I swear, by the end of it, I wanted to cry
Oh,
myself.
that's
Dude,
one of my-
it's so scary.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
Dude,
Which
what
being
a
in
good
the
movie.
woods-
Why does everybody hate that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that for the longest time, that's why I was scared of going
Mhm.
camping, because I'm like, fucking the Blair
Yeah,
Witch.
but then we go camping.
Yeah.
We're like, let's play Blair Witch, and like we're
You
playing
go
a
out
Blair
with
Witch
a
game. Yeah.
flashlight.
Well,
Yeah.
we would do that. We'd play Slenderman.
Slenderman,
Yeah.
Like,
classic.
but at
Yeah.
night, we'd make up, like, we would literally do 8 notes and we'd post
Yeah.
them somewhere and be like,
That was
fucking
so much
find
fun.
them.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
No, I love
Blair
that.
Witch it's great even just like to watch as like an aspiring filmmaker too, because it's just like, dude, all you gotta do is get a camera and go into the woods, and as long as you're creative, you can make the scariest shit ever put on film,
Exactly.
you know?
Dude, the tent scene where like stuff like
Oh my God, that's so
I
scary.
always worry about. That's why I don't like
Well-
sleeping on the ground in the tent because of that. movie.
Yeah.
I told Darren, I said, there's no way we're ever sleeping in a tent again. We just got one for, like, after we got married.
Yeah.
And we went out snow camping, and I just kept looking at the tent. I'm like,
Dude, yeah.
Please
Oh, can you
no.
imagine? Because you hear like it's shaking, and then you hear like the sound of kids or something.
Yeah.
Dude, can you just imagine
And then
that?
you
in
just
the
see like
woods? It's so scary.
handprints like coming
Yeah.
in. Ah.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh.
you know, like a little bit of like trivia about that is, I guess they filmed. You know, after that they go running out of the tent and they
Yeah.
just book it. Well, they had the director of the movie was dressed up like, you know, as the Blair Witch. That was supposed to be the scene that you actually see the Blair Witch. But the actors were so actually scared in that moment that they forgot to pan the camera over and show the witch. So initially the director was pissed because he's like, yo, I got fully dressed up as
Yeah.
a scary ass witch and you didn't even show me. Watched back the footage and was like, you know what? We don't even need a witch in this movie. That was way
Yeah.
scarier.
That was
Yeah,
so good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't it show like the witch barely at the end?
Mm-mm.
No, not
You
at
never
all.
see it
Or
at
is
all.
that the second
The
one? they
second
shot?
one you-
Oh,
Second
and
one
they
you see
redo
it.
And
it.
it's not even
That
scary.
wasn't good.
because-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Your brain fills in the gaps so much better.
Yeah.
Than,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because, like, thinking about it, I was like, I swear I saw it, but I don't know. We
Mm-mm.
never saw it on the original.
Yep. Yeah.
Never saw it.
Yeah. So much better that way.
Yeah, no, that really is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, what like is that the scariest movie of all time in your guys' opinion, or is there a movie that you feel like is scarier? Like,
I think in
Blair
my
Witch
opinion,
definitely-
scaring me like at the time, yes. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it's like scary now, obviously,
Yeah.
because now
Yeah.
we've watched it a million times.
Right.
But
Oh my gosh, what is that movie called? It did scare me.
Insidious?
Insidious, because
that has
I was
its moments.
the
It-
first one, I think
Yeah.
all the other ones sucked, in my opinion.
we're a lot younger than
Well,
you,
yeah.
and so when we
Dang,
when
you have to
we-
say it like that.
I'm
We
so
are
sorry.
a lot
Yeah.
younger
No,
than you.
because
Just
when it
like,
first
I
came
know you
out-
like Frankenstein when it came out. Like,
but when it came out, you probably watched it and you were like, okay, there we go.
yeah.
We were like,
Well,
I
you
was
guys like 13, right?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like 13, 12, 13 years
11,
old.
yeah.
Thomas was 10, 11. So we experienced like the scariest.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I slept that night because I was
Really?
so scared to fall asleep
Yeah.
that I was going to end up being in the other world
Yeah.
and someone's going to have to rescue me. And I don't trust
Yeah.
anybody in this house to rescue me.
See,
It's
that,
like no one's going to care. They're just going to be
Oh.
like, goodbye.
I actually like that movie had me. Like, I thought it was really good. Like that one scene where you hear like the Tiptoe Through the Tulips song and there's
Oh,
that ghost
shit.
kid dancing or whatever.
Oh.
That was really unsettling and weird. But what took all the momentum out of the movie for me was when you actually see it and it looked like Darth
Yeah.
Maul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I
Yes.
hate the Phantom Menace.
No.
Like-
No, when I saw it, I was like, it's so much like it's creepier like when you see just a portion of it, not
Yeah,
the full thing.
right.
So I was just like, okay, that thing's not scary. Like
Yeah.
it looks like someone's trying to dress up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
There's,
whatever.
I forget you watched all the movies, so
I've
I
seen
can
every
like,
movie.
I can't remember. I think Dark Skies. Is that,
yeah.
With the
The
kid like
alien movie.
running, or he's riding his bike, or whatever, and the lights turn off.
Yeah,
that movie. That's a good one.
That was a good one. I
That's
forgot
scary.
about that
Oh
one.
my gosh,
Yeah.
maybe I need to rewatch it because I don't remember it, but I have a
Well, I remember because like
slot in my head that I watched it.
I remember the scenes. I just remember that one scene because it was in like the trailer or whatever. Because he's like riding his bike and the lights are turning off behind him. Like,
Yeah,
the
that was a
street
cool
lights.
scene.
Yeah, that was crazy. But I just remember like because that's the one where like they go out, like they're going to bed and then they come out and like all their dishes and stuff are stacked and like weird. Oh, I can't stand when aliens do that.
Have you seen The Fourth Kind?
No.
You haven't? Dude,
Fourth Kind.
you can't be afraid of aliens and not have seen The Fourth Kind. That movie is so scary.
So are you saying we should have a scary
yes,
scary
absolutely. I have it on Blu-ray. Don't you worry.
Oh, we should. That'd be
dude,
fun.
yeah.
Who is this?
Dude, this movie is that girl is scary, just her face. No disrespect to the actress. But
that's my crush, actually.
Celebrity crush. No, that movie is so scary because that's like a blend of found footage and like acting and stuff like that, and then of course the whole thing's fake, but there's the found footage, and then they have like the actors doing dramatic reenactments of it and stuff like that, so you have like the girl from Resident Evil and stuff like that. But dude, that movie is like so scary.
The Fifth Kind. I
don't know about that one. I didn't know about the sequel. But dude, yeah, you guys should check that out. That's a creepy one.
We honestly should have a movie night.
Dude,
I haven't been to your house
movie night.
either,
yeah,
so.
no, you guys got to come over. That would be fun.
White Owl, Thomas.
That was the White Owl.
Yeah, the White Owl. That's what I thought you guys were talking about with the White Owl, because that's like a pivotal thing in the movie. That's why I assumed you guys had seen it. But
no, my friend told me that the White Owl is like a thing that his mom used to tell him, like, if you see a White Owl, that means death is imminent. So I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I want a pet white owl.
Yeah, right? I want to pet it. That's what I want to pet it. Have you seen owls with no fur or no feathers?
Oh, dude, their feet are gnarly.
Ugly. They're so ugly, but
no feather owl.
Oh god, dude, those are
there's the Fourth Kind, dude.
Dude, for real. That's the Fifth.
Oh my
kind.
God! Imagine that in a scary ass movie,
dude,
like chasing
ugly ass
you.
bear too.
Oh. That's like me getting food out of the middle of the night. What is
Oh my
That's
God!
crazy. That guarantee that's not an owl. That says it's an owl, but I don't think that
people
that's
just realize what owls look like. Yeah,
I don't think that's an owl, bro.
No, but those owls, especially with their eyes, how big they are,
Yeah.
and they're off like on the sides.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, look how cute it is.
Cute?
Yeah, it's so
I'd
cute.
kill that thing in an instant.
I like when they move their head like all the way.
I don't like that.
It's so creepy.
Oh my gosh, I was watching this one guy that has like no arms and no legs, and he talks.
Can you not laugh at people's disabilities? I'm shaking.
Gotta cut that out. No, and apparently like he was sitting in his car or whatever in the passenger seat, and he like just like waddled around and like scared some lady because all she saw was the head, and he just did like a full 360.
Dude, yeah.
I'd be like the Sixth Kind right there. Oh, it's so funny. What's going on, everybody? This is Thomas. Wanted to let you guys know that we're doing just a little bit of like a little commercial, I guess. Today, I have some exciting news. We do have a new voicemail set up now. The number is going to be 623-688-3025. You're going to call. It's going to ask for your name. Just put your name in. Wait for the tones to ring through. Leave the voicemail. Leave us any questions, any concerns, any comments on the pod, anything really. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to listen to your funny jokes. Whatever you guys have for us, just leave a voicemail, and we're for sure going to check it out, even put it on the pod. We'll go through it. We'll talk with our guests about it. It'll be a fun time. Again, that number is 623-688-3025. 623-688-3025.
On June 29th, be sure to check out the new Horror Business Productions film, The Trip Report, directed by Michael Atkinson, with animation direction by Rachel Barr, and starring Michael Atkinson, Amber Atkinson, Janice Click, Anna Xaden, and Cherry Wheeldon. It's a crazy film, and you should watch it, and I really like it because I'm the director of the film, and I think it's good, and I think you'll like it too.
We're not Joe Rogan up in here, all right?
You know?
I wasn't informed.
Well, Joe Rogan is coming next. He's coming on our 10th.
I can't wait for Joe Rogan. Will Shane Gillis be there too?
Shane Gillis will be there. Dude, he's in Eminem's new song. Did you see that?
I saw that. Yeah, dude, that's actually a good song. Yeah, I like it. I haven't liked an Eminem song in like 20 years.
Time, yeah. You know Drake and Kendrick, like that whole beef thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eminem got like more views than all that stuff in 3 days. Like he got like 51 billion views or something in like
That's
3
crazy.
days, which is insane.
Yeah.
Why are we getting up?
We're recording, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So, bro, really, we gotta cut this all out. All right, we have to scrap the whole pod.
We missed the crucial part about Eminem.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't know you animated though. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, and like I want to do it more often.
That's why the comic books would be good, because then you could just be making anime.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, yes, that's like I wanted since I was like a teenager when I was really interested in drawing.
Well, I know, you're a really great artist.
I wanted to do animation. I wanted to do animation for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to go to art school and do specifically digital animation.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make enough money, so
that's cool.
It doesn't make money to pay the bills, and I don't want to live in California to even make me more poor.
Why? You don't want to go to California?
No, I hate California.
Can't imagine why not.
It's beautiful.
But no, I love doing like anything that revolves around drawing. Animation, I'm not really good at, but I want to be good at it, so I want to throw a lot of practice. And I've been telling Thomas, and Thomas was supposed to give it to me on Sunday or Monday, different types of parts of the podcast, so I could just animate it. Yeah, highlights, make little animations and throw it out, because we don't have any visuals.
Yeah.
But I want us to like be a little bit more advertised, like, oh hey, watch us. Yeah. This is a funny moment in our podcast.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Okay, I got caught up. Okay.
I know. I've asked you for like weeks.
I had to edit Tyler's, and then I have the new one that I was editing, and I forget to like take stuff out and like actually send it to you.
Because Tyler's is it's stupid.
Honestly, he was like one of our like favorite pods, because like we just had like the most energy.
Yeah.
This one might be a new favorite for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
No, it's been a
This should have been our 10th. Because it's so long.
Which one is this? 7?
Darren.
This is 9.
9? Oh, damn.
Darren said, I want 10th. So Darren's going to be on next.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, Darren, you're going to have to follow up on
this.
Are you going to survive or not?
I know. We called you that night. Yeah. Because we were just calling people on our Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
And we're like, no way he's gonna answer.
Yeah, I woke up because I go to bed at like 9. I'm all old and shit, and so I wake up and I see that you called, and I'm like, oh shit, they probably want me on the podcast last night. And I saw the text from you like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? I'm like, God, I missed you.
I was telling her about what you told me when we went to Rudy's. That's why I was like,
oh yeah,
I was explaining this story. It was funny because you went to Amber, you're like, Amber, nobody wants you on. You're bored.
But no, it's really Thomas came over and was just telling me like, oh, like, yeah, they were so excited about our podcast. I'm like, people are excited about our podcast.
Well, this
like,
is a big thing. Like, I'm not really, there's nothing that really caught my interest like in my life, and this thing just really did. And I'm just like so into it. So it's just like finally something for me to do.
No, you guys are good at it. Like, genuinely, I'm not just saying that. Like, I love listening to it, and
thanks.
I was so stoked when you guys were like, hey, come on. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And we're gonna have you on again too.
Yeah.
And you're starting one with Sydney.
Yeah.
Better be.
We're networking today.
No.
And if you need an actor,
I've
never done it.
Like, now we're good.
When Thomas first asked me, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I started thinking, like, what other like podcast out there is brother sister?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like unique. Husband and wife, like best friends and stuff like that, coworkers. Thomas and I are like the sibling podcast, so I think it's super fun, and people get to like definitely experience what we experience by us telling them. So it's super cool.
No, it's cool. Like, you guys interview family and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I really wanted. Because I mean, now that you brought up Jason, like that was actually one of my biggest things. I was like, I just want something like that we can look back on and remember. Yeah. Because we don't have like like grandma's like VHS like tape recorder and stuff like that. Like that was so nice to look at. I'm like, I want something like that. Yeah. And the pod I just thought was like the best thing, because now it's gonna be out there forever, so we'll never lose it, and we can always just look it up if we want to show anybody else. In the future.
It's one of those things. Like, even if like, I think you guys are gonna find a big audience. Like, but even if this pod, it's still so cool to look back on and remember the conversations, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no,
it's just...
like, I'll be honest, I was like listening to I think our second or third podcast. I'm like, oh my gosh, like we talked about that. Like that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Like, okay, just re-grabbing all those thoughts that we had weeks ago. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And like your movies, I just love seeing like how much better our pod is getting as we go on.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just so nice because I'm like, I'm understanding more. I'm getting like used to all these other things.
My favorite part is people are excited to be our guests.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you're excited.
Tyler's like, a second time? Yeah, sign me up. Because we needed it last second.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, let me do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool.
Nice
and then
That's
you're
awesome.
like, oh, I'd love to be on it. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, let's do it.
Like I said, Mason would be a good guest. I just think it was during the day and my brain wasn't on fully. Yours wasn't. Like we usually do it at night just because it's like the best.
I'm a
time.
night owl, so when you guys were like later the better, I was like, hell yeah. I'm gonna be on top of things.
Yeah, exactly. That's my brain turns on at like 9 o'clock.
That's what sucks, that I have a job where I have to go in so early. Like I'm at my most functional at night, so I
I know I have to go to work at 7:30, but I'm like, I'll stay up all night.
Same, we have the same time, but I'm like, fuck it.
Oh no, it's a good time though, and that's what I really wanted out of this whole thing, is just to be able to like look back, and obviously like there's photos and stuff that we could always do, but it's just like I want to be able to hear us, like how fun with it.
Yeah, like it's super memorable because like when you look back at your old voicemails with like family and stuff, like you kind of cherish it a little bit more. So like having guests on our family members and friends and stuff, it makes it more cherishable and memorable.
I wish like this idea was before with Papa, because I would have Papa on.
So. He would have been such a good guest.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be bleeping. It'd be 90 word every time.
I know, yeah. For real.
Yeah, but no, that would be a good one because he has some good stories.
Oh, his stories were crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know who we don't want? Sarah.
No. If you guys want to get monetized, I would say don't.
Hey, but Sarah has some crazy ass stories.
She does. She's got the crazy, and she says things nonchalant, like
so
nonchalant.
She's like,
too.
I'm like,
I'm like, let's rewind that. You did what with who?
And
what?
She's like, everybody does this. Blah blah blah. I killed 4 people.
I know.
I'm like, what?
You're like, huh?
She's funny.
There was one time she called me. She doesn't call me on like my cell phone. She calls me on Snapchat.
Really? That's
I'm
so glad I'm Snapchat.
She calls me on Snapchat and I'm like, "What's up?" And she'll be like, "What are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're on the podcast." And she's like, "Oh, the podcast sounds fun." I'm like, "Hey,
we should have her." I think she does want to start talking.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah. But also, I'm really happy with this podcast because like, I know we're not close with you. So this kind of makes it feel a little bit closer, you know?
Yeah.
So like even with Jason, since he's
That's
listening
beautiful to hear. I love that because like me and Jason, like I've never like connected too big because we're always so far apart. So it's nice to hear that he's like listening.
Yeah, because that would be like really nice if he like comes down to Arizona. We could have him on the pod.
Yeah, for sure, definitely, because that's what we want. That's what the whole point of this is.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll probably say no, but you just gotta force his hand.
Yeah, I'll be like Michael Sean. We have a 4th mic, so we can have all 4 of us.
Exactly. Yeah, we have one hiding. It's shit, but
you should have me on and your dad, and then we'll battle for supremacy over who's the real Michael.
I want my dad on. He said episode 100.
You got some ways to go, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, honestly, it's been pretty fast.
It actually
honestly,
has.
like since we're gonna be on, we're on our 9th already.
See if we'll compromise for 15.
Yeah, come on, Dad.
Okay, we'll.
I'm just waiting to get like, because once I get my laptop and that little thing I was showing you guys, like that's when we're gonna be mobile, and that's what I'm like, we'll go to people now, because like coming into my room, I'm like, it's just wild, but if I could just go to grandma's house and boom, set it up right there, it's like boom, we'll get grandma, go to this place, boom, set it up.
Yeah,
it's just a good time.
We don't have people coming over here.
Really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like Dad won't come over here, obviously.
Imagine actually being around a campfire and recording a pod.
Yeah,
like, I could do that. Cool. Like that'd be awesome.
It's funny, when I first started listening to it, genuinely, I don't know why, I think just old man brain or whatever, but I heard the crackling. I'm like, wow, they really recorded this in front of a campfire. And then like halfway through, I'm like, nah, he added that.
Yeah, that's our intro.
I'm like, it can't be.
No, when Thomas said like, yapping around the campfire, I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect. We love camping, so that's a perfect like podcast name. That's awesome. And also, I want to
my name thing. I don't know why I'm so good with like naming.
I was gonna say, Thomas, I give you all the props for naming all our episodes.
They always have something to do with it. So when we get to know us, whatever. Tire Slasher and Dream Crasher.
Yeah.
You listen to it and you got us Tire Slash and Dream's not so good. Woman who birthed us. I mean, come on. Lost friends in the Camerlands. That's a good one. Because we got sad.
Yeah, because we're talking about like losing friends. Yeah. And Jolene taking pictures and stuff.
Exactly. Snobs at jobs.
Yeah,
it's great. Who would have known? Poetic Justice, because Cassell hit us with some poetry. Ambitions and auditions.
That was with Tyler, right?
We were reading scripts, and then I kept doing my money spreads for some ambitions.
He kept doing that the whole podcast. podcast. It was so funny.
And then Smokey Pokey.
Yeah, Smokey Pokey.
The Smokey came because Smokey the bear. Come on.
Yeah.
But Smokey smoked too many packs. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is what I want. And like I said, we get mobile. We get to go to like anywhere.
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
we can even be like, we're in Vegas right now, guys. We're shooting a pod. We got like this. We're having blast. Like that's what's fun. I want that.
That'd be cool. Like even like interview like random people too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, that's why. Like I think it starts out with our voicemail. Like if people like actually like called us in, and like it's kind of like this is a
once I start
person.
seeing like fans like that aren't like family, obviously, I'm like, wow, people are actually
We're
interested.
gonna end this podcast. Michael on his way home, he's gonna be like, call voicemail.
Dude, hey guys. Yeah, I'd love to be on the next one. Just let me know when.
The voicemails are fun because I want them to talk to us about our problems their problems because then we can like try to help them with problems or answer questions or if they do have like feedback. I'll put people that hate us on here. Like I want to do that. I love like the hate. I think it's funny.
It's so funny.
I'm like, okay. And then sometimes you can use it too. And sometimes they'll be like, okay, they said too many mean words, but they are right.
I like clashing opinions. Like, when I listen to podcasts and stuff like that, I don't like when everybody just agrees with each other and stuff like that about an issue. Like I like it if there's like, no, you're wrong, and then it creates like, because then my whole thing is about like I like to hear all sides. Of things. Like, no matter what I actually believe.
A big problem right now in
it's the biggest.
Nobody likes to listen to each other.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I feel like everybody really does have a common ground somewhere.
Yeah,
but everybody's just so up their own ass to not want to talk about it. And,
exactly.
And dude, I don't want to get political, but I am saying like, as in a non-political view of politics, like everybody treats their political beliefs like it's their sports team.
No, exactly.
It's crazy.
It's exactly how it is.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to be a Democrat or be a Republican just because like that's your team. Like if you don't agree on that issue, then we don't agree.
I clean so many houses where I walk in the garage and it's like just full of like Trump flags. Like, I mean, they worship Trump, and I'm like, what are we doing in here?
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, like you can like the guy, but like,
I know, like.
I know.
Yeah, and then there's some like houses
becomes
where it's, like,
their personality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people are like also like, because I mean, when Parks and Rec was a big thing, people were like, the whole attracted to Joe Biden thing, obviously.
Yeah.
She was in it. And I go and clean some of the houses, and it's like these Joe Biden shrines, and I'm like, what is going on here?
This is a person. Like,
exactly, yeah.
It's like super
and they're
weird.
both like not the greatest people. So why are we worshiping?
Exactly.
What is going on?
100%.
What happened to like just being the president? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I know now it's such a hot button issue. It's like, I'm not going to be your friend because you voted for this. It's like,
whoa, that
blew
blew up with COVID. That was like one of the biggest things.
Oh, yeah.
It really blew up.
It really did.
Because it really showed. Because if you had a mask on, if you didn't have a mask on, you literally could just tell who
I know it
you
was a
were.
political statement.
Yeah, and I'm like,
100%.
no, I forgot my mask, dude.
Yeah.
I can't. The masks were crazy. I remember one time at my job, like this guy comes in and he just calls us mask Nazis.
Dude,
he starts hailing, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What
this
do you
escalated.
I'm like, dude, I just make sandwiches.
Yeah,
What do you want from me?
Dude, yeah, we had the same thing. People would come in and be like, oh, you're wearing a mask, and it's like, well, policy states, like, you want me to get fired right now, or
exactly.
what?
So why are we complaining? I saw mask, and I'm like, oh, now there's no spit in my food. I guess like this is gonna be good. Right?
I kind of like the mask because then I wasn't worried about like how I looked necessarily, and like
100%.
self-consciousness went out the window.
Have you seen some of the girls like when they moved down their mask for a second, they only did their makeup halfway
Yeah,
nothing below, and I'm like,
that's nice. I mean, it's just like
don't do your
it
makeup.
shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? It's like we want our doctors and stuff to wear masks. Like, why wouldn't you want the people handling your food to wear masks?
100%.
Like, why?
I know, yeah. What's next? You're gonna wear gloves?
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, I hated wearing a mask because, like, especially when like you're in a rush or whatever,
dude,
it's
you
so
can't
bad.
breathe.
But I do understand it, so I
Yeah.
always did it because who cares?
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna do it and go home, take it off. Like, what?
It's totally,
I mean,
yeah.
And I had COVID. Have you had COVID?
Yeah, I've had it like 3 times, I think.
Yeah, I've had it like 6 different times.
Really?
It's crazy.
Damn.
6 like actually tested positive times.
Yeah.
So.
Did you ever get it like really bad, like where you felt you were gonna die or something?
Not like felt like I was gonna die, but like I was dying. Like, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't get out of bed, like that type of thing.
I always like. Did you get it at all?
No, the only thing I got was I lost a sense of taste and smell.
You never tested positive though?
Even when it happened, I was like, Mom, bring me a test. So she brought me a test, and it tested negative.
That was.
And then we went to Banner, and then I tested, and it still tested negative. I'm like, but I 100% have it because I lost my sense of smell and taste.
I had so many of those sticks shoved up my nose. That was the worst.
I never got used to it, dude, because I'm already kind of dramatic.
Yeah,
and like, when it was going up there, I'm like coughing and shit.
The whole time I'm always asking, like, well, how far does it go? And I've already done it. I'm like, wait, but how far is it? Is it touching my brain? Like, I'm asking.
Well,
the doctor's like, shut up.
Yeah. Well, it feels like it's going pretty deep in there. And it's me, I never like went.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I was like more of like a tear in my eye, like dripping, and then my nose starts like dripping. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, the worst part of COVID to me is getting tested.
Why was that the absolute worst?
Yeah.
Oh, when you were doing the drive-through ones, I've seen so many people like just.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my
right?
God, they just shove it up your nose.
Well, when I went, I was like, oh, they're just gonna swab. I was like, it's gonna be nice. Then the doctor pulls out this long swab.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you doing with that?
You gonna buy me dinner first?
Yeah. It's like pulling out the giant needle. You're like, whoa, what are we doing?
It's crazy.
I barely know your first name.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Let's take it easy.
It was. I mean. It was good for me because school got canceled last minute. But it also sucks I didn't get a graduation. But I was like, school's out. And then when I got COVID, I got it like first 3 times when it was super like big. So I got, unemployment every 2 weeks I had off because my boss had to have 2 weeks off every single time. Yeah. So I was like, whatever. I'm just making so much money right now doing nothing.
Yeah. I never got COVID. Like when it was mandated that you had to have time. I only started getting COVID when it was like you can return to work after 5 days. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. When I was working, because I was working at the school district as a paraprofessional, they were like a week before spring break. They're like, okay, we're like this is happening, so we might not have school after spring break.
Yeah.
They paid me the whole time, all the way up until like July.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that's so nice. Never once got COVID. Like, like before that. Like, I got COVID in 2021, like beginning, and I wasn't even sick, and I never tested positive, even though like I showed symptoms.
Yeah.
So like my boss was just like, well, you have to come in. You weren't testing like positive, so you have to come in. I'm like, I have it. Yeah. It's like just not popping up on the test because I lost my sense of smell and taste.
Yeah.
Like I was cleaning the bathroom with bleach, like for like an hour,
That's
and
like
I'm like,
super dangerous.
Yeah,
I was just like,
it doesn't hurt at all.
I was like, ooh, and Darren's like, why does the whole apartment smell like bleach? I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, and he's like, yes,
and he
it
passes
does.
out. He comes in and he's dead on the ground, dude.
Well, when I realized it is Darren and I went out to a place in Peoria called Sushi Plus, and I was eating the chicken. I'm like, God, this is bland.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say that, so I texted Darren and said, Darren, taste my chicken. I'm like, it has no flavor.
You didn't say it out loud?
No, because it was during COVID, and it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna be rude. And it was very quiet in there. So Darren ate a piece of it, and then I was like, or he was like, no, it tastes really good.
Yeah.
And I tried it again. I'm like, I'm like, I don't taste it.
It was the best though, because when you can't taste, like I was eating vegetables like nothing.
I can finally be healthy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, me good. At that time, it was just all textures. Like it had to be a good texture. If it wasn't a good texture, then I wasn't eating.
All I could taste was spicy mustard, so I'd put that like on everything.
See, I never lost taste or anything. Really? Mine just was like a cold. Like
my taste is, or my smell is still messed up.
Really?
Like if I smell like fecal, like anything, like it's not the same smell as like it used to be. Yeah. Like even when you drive, when you're driving like a sewer.
Do you smell your fecal?
Oh yeah.
And it's like well, I'm just talking about like if you go into a bathroom or anything, like like the scent. And I don't smell that. Mine smells like.
Must be nice.
it's not nice because it smells like the Taco Bell meat, and now I can't eat Taco Bell because I'm like every time I bite it or smell it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Damn, yeah.
Smell isn't messed up. It's taste for me. Taste, yeah. Certain things I loved, I would taste it, and I'm like, ooh, like it has this whole different taste to me. I'm not
biggest thing
sure.
that sucks is that it makes you second guess everything now. Now I'm like, is that how it tastes, or am I just
exactly?
What's wrong with me?
Or was it COVID that messed me up?
Yeah.
I've never had like a great sense of smell, so I don't know if maybe COVID dampened it. I just didn't notice.
You're like,
I did make mustard gas accidentally in the bathroom like a couple of months ago. I didn't realize.
Has nothing to do with COVID. This is just you accidentally making.
Yeah, like I just
You did like the ammonia and the bleach.
No, I did. I didn't realize. Well, it was hydrochloric acid or whatever, and and bleach. But I thought, okay, so it was like the toilet bowl gel cleaners or whatever. I just assumed that was made from bleach because it's a cleaner for the bathroom. Yeah. But apparently, when you look it up, I don't know if it's hydrochloric, but it's one of those acids, hyaluronic acid or something. Yeah. But yeah, so I put that in, and it wasn't cleaning the toilet the way I wanted it to. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna get some bleach going, and I pour some bleach in there. And then the air got like really spicy, and I'm like, "Oh man, I think I fucked up." And then I looked at the ingredients, and I'm like, "Oh, what's that do?" And so I like look up bleach plus something acid, and then it's like, "Oh, mustard gas." And I'm like, "Oh shit, dude, no! We gotta get the fuck out of here, dude."
You got a gas mask on. You're like, "What? Drop that!"
This is shit that took out my uncle in World War II.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But like, how easy it is to make mustard gas in your bath.
Oh, it's so well because I clean houses. We have to like take like these like videos. We have to make like you can't mix certain thing. If people ask us for something, they're like you can't like mix it. They have to just use it solo. So it's like we have to cut off everything else. So it's just like because anything mixed like that, and you smell like. You can literally like chloroform yourself because of like mixing stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like,
dude, I can't. The air got like so like unbreathable.
Yeah.
And I just open up all the doors like it's crazy.
You think like it's clean, but it's like no, you shouldn't be breathing it in.
I will say that toilet was mad clean afterwards.
I don't know if I've ever made mustard gas on accident, but I think about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I ever mix this and this together on accident while I'm cleaning the bathroom? I'm like, I had to. Yeah. Like, I had to, but I look like a big idiot not remembering if I did that or not.
Yeah, I remember I used to like clean the bathroom with like Comet, and then I'd pour like bleach, and then I'd spray it down with like disinfectant, like lemon.
It's
and
just I'm like, oh yeah, 3 of the cleaners, clean as can be, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's just like, ooh, it makes it.
And then you're like, why am I a lighthead?
Right. Yeah.
See, and I never got like that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I've never been. I don't know. I just like the smell.
It's like gas.
Chemicals.
The smell of gas is so good.
Oh, like gasoline. Like,
yes. Yeah. Oh my god.
Like
that's
Trevor, dude, from GTA. That's how I am.
Yeah.
I need a quick hit.
Time to hang out with all my favorite cartoons. Did you guys have Dare in school? Like the drug dude?
Oh yes. Oh,
that didn't help.
They did the worst job. They were like, "You like hanging out with cartoon characters?
Yeah.
Don't do this then." Like, I do want to hang out with Mickey Mouse actually.
Do you like hanging out with your friends and having a grand time?
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Yeah, never smoke that. I'm like, shit, we should get some of that.
Oh, that's how it was. That was also like the school shooter thing. I forgot her name. But they had like a school shooter thing, and you had to put like a band on it, and they'd be like
Columbine High School.
Yeah, that girl or whatever. And they'd be like, they'd try to like make it sad, but then they'd be like doing like BMX flips and stuff, and I'm like, I thought we were talking about this girl that like, because they'd have like a performance or whatever on stage. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, just like the school like
It was like Dare. It was like Dare, but it was for Columbine. So like they'd come and like just tell everybody like, hey, if you are depressed or if you're sad or whatever, like come talk to somebody.
And that's crazy. That was after my time, I think.
Yeah. Then they would do half pipe with a BMX bike. You're like, what?
Yeah. No, because
we got to end this on a high note, guys. This is sick.
Because they started doing that because school shootings started happening a lot more, and it was way more common. So they started showing that, and all the time at those like. They will show you a really sad video where you like want to cry, and then they'll have these outrageous shit things to do right afterwards. Yeah, like I don't know why they did that, but it made me sad at the beginning.
They have like the same thing with like in high school, like they had like the fake car accident that they'd set up, and then it'd be like the saddest thing you ever watch, and then they explain it, and then they do like a dance number at the end. No. You're like, what?
No, like our high school, like physically put 2 smushed cars together. There's an actor in the middle, like acting like they're freaking dead. Yeah. Helicopters would come, fire department, like the fire department, and then the police officers would come and
always around
be
prom.
Like, it's always prom. Yeah. And it was just like, don't drink and drive. And I'm like, this was the most like outrageous thing I've ever watched.
Crazy. See, for me, they just showed us like actual crime scene footage of like the gnarliest car wrecks ever, and like
probably would have scared me more.
Yeah, no.
Now I'm like, I want to go drink and drive.
Yeah. I mean, we can end this with a dance number.
Yeah, right. What?
No, but
dancing with the police officer.
I usually can't dance. I'm just drunk.
That one guy.
No, because I don't care like fake gore. I love it, you know. But anything real, I'm like super sensitive to. I can't handle any. Yeah,
I don't know why.
I can't handle any dose of like hard reality like that.
Yeah.
And so they start showing when they're like doing at school around prom time, they would show us. They like make all of a sudden the teacher wheels out the TV and you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch Shrek. And then they're like, hey, this is actual crime scene footage of people who died on prom night.
That'd be so more like okay,
mangled bodies.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Like, okay, I will never.
You want to be like this guy?
Yeah. So it's like this like body cam footage or whatever. And he's like rolling up to the car and I just see all this blood coming out of the car.
My
and then I just drop my head, right? And I'm like not looking. And then right as I'm thinking about looking up, I hear this guy behind me like, oh shit, where's his head? And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep looking down, dude. I don't want to see any of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we did not get that. We got
you guys got the baby version.
We got like a live action.
Yeah, live action Oliver Tree setup.
Oliver freaking Broadway, like view of it. No.
Wheeled the girl out. Wait, I can stand actually. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Starts
You
fighting
know,
I
the
can
paramedics.
sing.
But no, Olivia used to send me like scary, gory stuff, like not fake, but like
yeah, she just
real
sends like
things.
ISIS videos of like them beheading people.
Damn.
Well, no, she would send me like videos of people like jumping on the bridge and stuff like
my
that.
God. Did
That's
they
not
She'd
that
be
bad.
like, ha ha. Olivia would be like, ha ha, and I'm like, I need to block you now because I am now terrified to open whatever you send me.
Olivia's crazy.
Oh, that was Olivia way,
wild.
way back then. She was just like nonchalant about everything. And that terrified me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like those people like were in need. They needed someone. Right?
Well, that's like Instagram right now. It's so bad. Like, I mean, you literally, it's such a meme now, but you open up your reels or whatever, and you literally see like a car accident of like a family of 4 get just demolished by a semi car.
I don't get that. I get like weird shit. I'm like
stuff.
not that stuff, but weird shit.
I just get like people putting fruit in the hydraulic press.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Those are sick.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah.
Because then you're falling asleep. You're like, oh, nice.
Dude, I know. I'm like, what's the watermelon gonna do?
You know what I hate though is like because it'll stop after it's playing or whatever,
Yeah.
or it'll keep replaying. And when I'm like about to fall asleep, I'm like, I wish it would just keep going. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like good like white noise.
And it's just like
Yeah.
replay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it.
It's like replaying. And I get irritated. I'm like, oh, I gotta wake up and swipe
Yeah.
up.
Oh my god, so terrible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As we're talking about people getting mangled and stuff, like,
Yeah.
my life sucks. I have to swipe up.
You think that's hard? At least they died. No,
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was funny. I was about to say, I want to say about the COVID thing. When COVID just to spring back, I mean, the stimulus checks, I got like $2,400 together
nice.
from both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every time I had like the 2 weeks off, I literally like the government gave me like $2,400 each. So I
Yeah.
literally made like $7,800 just from being sick.
Yeah.
And doing
Wow.
nothing. And I mean, like I said, I only had one time where I was super bad. It was for a day. The rest of the 2 weeks, I was like, I'm playing video games all
Yeah.
week. Like, this is so easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's when Animal Crossing came out, and I was
Yep,
just
I remember
up
that.
all night playing Animal Crossing. Gosh,
I remember because I had
miss
so much
those
money.
days.
I bought one of my friends that was working with me at the time. I bought him the Switch because I was like, let's play Animal Crossing together. So I bought him a whole
Yeah.
Switch. I'm like, hey, say thanks to the government, brother.
Oh, who knows? You could have bought a whole brand new computer.
I know. I could have brought the whole pod set up.
Yeah.
No.
I know that was like the year it happened was the first year of my wife and I's marriage, and so we were like, hell yeah, because we got joint stimuluses.
Yes.
So we're like, dude,
We're
man,
balling.
I love being married. It's just so good.
Where's the money now?
Huh?
The money now?
Oh, it's Taco Bell. And...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was. You ever see those videos where it's like, all right, how much are we gonna win at the casino? And he's like, $5 million, and it cuts off, and he has like 10 cents on his little scratch out. Hey, stimulus, joint stimulus.
Yeah.
Cuts to $0 in the bank.
Dude, yeah, as soon as we would get the stimulus, we'd be like, okay, we're gonna put 500 on bills, and then we'll have fun with this. And then it was like, dude, Taco Bell, fucking Pizza Hut, let's go.
Well, now that's so bad. I mean, you guys have kids and stuff, so it's probably different. But for me, like as a single person, like eating out is cheaper than going and buying groceries.
It is.
It's like
100%.
I mean, just eating out because especially Taco Bell, it's like what $11 you get like a box or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so much cheaper, right?
Yeah.
It's like what? That's 5 days a week or whatever that I really need to worry about. $50 or $60, and that's my whole life. That's what I gotta eat.
No, dude. Yeah, if you plan it right, like I mean, a Little Caesars pizza can feed us for 2 nights, and that's probably now like $6. Yeah. But
that's
as opposed to
$6
going and getting all the ingredients, which is like $30, and then spending the time to cook it.
Yeah, especially trying to get your like veggies
and that's what
stuff
one
in.
dinner.
Vegetables are insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Darren and I, like a month or two ago, we spent like $450 on groceries, and it only lasted us about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no. Like, I'm going to have to do freaking coupons now. I have to be a coupon lady just so I could save money. Because $450 a month for just 2 of us, I couldn't even imagine more than more than the 2 of us.
I've gotten to the point where like sometimes I only just eat 1 meal a day. It's like Cane's. That box combo is $14. I'm like, this is it.
You're
This
good.
is my life.
Well, 100%. I don't eat breakfast. I barely eat lunch.
It's hard.
Because it's, dinner is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love dinner,
just do
right?
a big meal. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know it's so unhealthy, but it's cheaper.
Yeah,
it's
I
cheaper that way too.
I always I'm like, why am I so skinny? Because I want to gain a little more weight. I'm like, you're not eating anything. You're having 1 meal a day, brother. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And you go to work and you're working it all off, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a hard time, huh?
Yeah, right now because now that like Vincent's eating people food and all that kind of stuff, now it is way more expensive to eat out. So we're like, all right, hamburger helper and like that kind of shit,
Exactly.
But I mean, that's what I grew up eating, and now I understand why. It's like, this shit's cheap and it fills you up,
And it's not bad. It tastes good.
I like it.
Yeah,
I grew up on
hamburger
that
helper
shit.
snack.
See,
Dude, the
Darren.
stroganoff one?
She was hard.
Oh
So
my
good.
gosh.
It's like ramen noodles. The whole pack's like what, $5?
Dude, yeah.
Those
are beautiful.
No.
I love those. Dry and
dry. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I had a coupon and it's actually $2.49 at Fry's.
Yeah.
So I got a whole case of them, right? I'm like, I can make a whole meal off of 1 packet for Darren and I.
Yeah.
And I can make like, obviously with all the ingredients I have now, I'm like, that's perfect. I can do like a stir fry type of shit with it. Like
just mix veggies and egg.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's literally like a perfect meal with protein and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Darren is a little rich, and he grew up with like his parents like buying the fresh vegetables and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, we had the frozen vegetables, the mixed frozen vegetables. You put it together and you just like some ground beef and some gravy or whatever it is, and just like that's your
I had
meal.
no idea like frozen stuff was like worse for you. I was always like, it's just the same one's frozen, but it's actually like a little worse.
Yeah,
that's why people
it's
buy
crazy.
Fresh.
Like, because they just but they add like the additives so it doesn't
that can go bad, which makes sense. But it's just like, dang, I was eating it like I'm healthy.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's
Red
so much
40
cheaper.
or whatever this stuff is.
Dude, that's gonna be my rap name. That is such a good
Red
40. That's cool, dude.
But veggies, like fresh veggies, so expensive. So expensive, like per pound. I don't even get it per pound, but still, like it's like $5 per pound. I'm like,
well, and it expires in like 3 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also chicken, the cheapest meat out there. Why is it almost $20 for like a pack of 5 breasts?
Yeah.
Like, why is it that expensive?
It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I'll go to Cane's and just get that same thing for $14.
And it's already made. You don't have to
made. I don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to break my habits. I have to make dinner at home.
Not me. I don't have a home. Well, I have a home, but like not like that. I'm not
Michael's
providing.
like, then what are we in?
Thomas, where are we at?
I'm having one of those dimensional flashbacks.
I swear you said this is your bed.
Our pod, we just do random. We go to random places. That's what yeah, no, the food. I mean, that's my biggest problem right now is spending so much money on like food because I don't know what else to spend it on, and then gas. I mean, gas is just through the roof.
To me, it's like gas is just like whatever, because it's like I have to do it every 2
That
weeks.
sucks. Yeah. I used to like be like, okay, I gotta watch how much I put in gas. Now I'm just like, wait till it clicks. Like that's such a bad thing to come to. I'm like, why?
Once you live on your own and you like, I moved on from Winco and did Fry's because I could have a lot of coupons for Fry's, and then also like. Once you spend so much money on Fry's, you get your like dollars back in the gas. And then I'm like, build it up. And I'm like, Fry's time, baby. Yeah. And then I just spent it and I'm like, oh wow, I saved $10.
$10. Wow. Dude. I feel like everything like got further away. I don't know why. I mean, obviously because the world or surprise expanded, so it's like everything's more.
Well, plus all the traffic too.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, traffic. I don't ever remember. Like when I was a kid, I remember being able to like sleep on like the drive home because it was just a straight drive and it was like no stopping.
Stop.
And now it's just like stop, and it's just like the worst. Gosh, so many people are here.
Dude, I know. I drive to Tempe a lot of days. And it takes me like a half hour to get there in the morning when there's nobody else on the road. But then driving back is 90 minutes. Dude. And it's 20 miles. God. It's only 20 miles. It takes 90 minutes in traffic. It's crazy.
I will never understand traffic. I will never understand it.
Most of the time, it's just people like rubbernecking looking at a crash or
exactly.
It's like, dude, come on.
Gosh. I really wish that's what we need like self-driving cars for, because then traffic would be like non-existent, because then cars would just be all synchronized with each other.
There is self-driving cars like
I'm talking about
out there.
Dude, those trip me the fuck out.
The Waymos?
I love
Waymos.
Dude,
I love them so much.
They trip me out.
Because one of my friends, they actually went
the cameras
in there.
and stuff on stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know what they were. I thought they were like a party bus driving by, because it's all like, wee, shit.
I love Waymos. Every time I see a Waymo, I have to scream, Waymo, Waymo, Waymo.
I've never seen it in person, but like a friend like recorded it. I'm like, that is uncomfortable.
Dude, it tripped me that I was at a stop sign. I'd never seen one before. And I like look over and there's nobody in the front seat. And I was like, what?
No, the best is when you order one, because I've had to order one once because I was drunk. And I call it up or whatever. I just put it on the app. And then it just pulls up and there's like nobody in there. And you're like, how do I? Yeah. And then like you just bring your phone up to it, unlocks for you, you sit in it. And nobody's talking, nothing. The car talks. It
what
goes
does
like,
the car say?
The car just says like, destination is this will be there in this time. And I'm like, okay. And that's it. You just sit
rode in one? I don't think I could ever trust like riding in one.
Yeah, well, Jack was talking a little too much.
Wait, what if it was like speeding a little bit and the police pulls it over?
No,
like...
they drive crazy. They drive crazy. They're not like...
They do. I have them pull out in front of me all the time.
They're aggressive.
I'm like, I don't know who to yell at right now. Fuck you, Elon Musk. I know you're connected somehow.
Well, what about the Cybertruck? Have you seen a Cybertruck on the road?
Those are sick, dude.
Isn't that like a weird...
It looks like a Back to the Future car driving by.
You know what? I feel like it's been like some kid drew their favorite car and like
I feel like
ripped it out of their cartoon,
like
their book.
Yeah,
and
like,
yeah. What is this thing? It looks
is that not rendering in? What is
this car's still buffering?
It does not look real. It looks like I need to touch it so I know it's like real.
But how cool is it though? I want one so
They look cool. They really
Darren's like, I like it just because it's different. I'm like,
I heard they're huge pieces of shit though.
Nah,
I heard like they'll die if you take them through a car wash.
Yep. The not waterproof or whatever for some reason.
That's great. They're so tactical. Like they can withstand a bazooka.
Bullets, it's like what? This could survive the Fifth Reich. You're like, what?
Did you see like when Elon Musk like first like, oh, here's the Cybertruck, and it was just like the windows are bulletproof. And had someone literally knock out the window, and it's just like,
no, he didn't knock it out. He threw a metal ball and it like cracked it, which is still impressive in my eyes. I'm like, that's a giant steel ball, but they didn't want it to shatter at all.
So he's like, it will be bulletproof. And I'm like,
I love a lot of the stuff Elon Musk does. So I don't. I think a lot of stuff that he makes.
A lot of the space stuff that's going on right now that like they're all planning and. It's so cool. I know. I love it. It's so awesome. I'm like,
it's cool to see them when it happens.
Yeah.
But if nobody told me that was like,
I would be like, what the hell?
If nobody was like, hey, SpaceX is launching, that would trip me the fuck out. Yeah, exactly.
Darren's like, that's an asteroid. I was like, what the fuck? That's not an asteroid.
Slow asteroid.
Dude, I assume everything is a UFO because it's I haven't identified it yet. So it is still unidentified.
I was like, that's either a spaceship or
every time I see a bird, I'm like, I don't know what bird it is. That's a UFO.
Well, birds ain't real. That's another conspiracy theory.
That's a government drone.
The thing is, they released
shrimps is bugs.
They released it like right as sundown like happening. So like when we see it on our skies, it's like a purpley like pink like all the gas that it's letting go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that looks like it shouldn't be here.
Right, yeah.
Have you seen them? They land themselves. It's like so cool. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like they're just like drone rockets. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he has like that Starlink thing where you can just get internet anywhere if you have Starlink.
Yeah.
So it's just wild.
Yeah.
He's making business moves.
He does a lot of really cool shit.
He does.
He's such a douchebag.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just like,
I think that's why I love it though sometimes. Because then he will just be like a jerk to a news person. I'm like, yeah, good. Be a jerk.
Tell him.
Yeah,
exactly.
But then sometimes I'm like, what did you even just say?
Yeah, it's like I'm embarrassed for ever supporting you.
Yeah. But then he's on Joe Rogan. I'm like, I like you again.
But then he's got the flamethrower and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, that's metal.
Well, he went on Joe Rogan. I don't know if you saw, but Joe Rogan shot an arrow at it and it like just like deflected it, the Cybertruck or whatever. It's pretty cool, but it like made a whole spark and everything. And then it like pans to Elon Musk and he's like in this like fur coat smoking a cigar. I gotta look this guy up actually.
That's so American.
Oh my gosh, what did I just spit on?
Elon Moosh on Joe Rogan.
Let's see the images. All right, so that's when he smoked the weed. That was funny. But he was like in this coat right here, and he's like smoking a cigar, and it pans to him.
Oh my god!
Like, and he's like, "Can we order a pizza?" And they order a pizza, and it was like so weird.
What the hell?
That guy's crazy.
Eddie, he's something else.
I'll have him on the pod.
Yeah,
Elon
maybe next
Musk,
week.
if you're listening, and we know you are.
I'm sorry I called you a douchebag. It's not a reflection.
Imagine he comes on, he's like, Imaginary Cherry is like my favorite film.
I'd be like, I know I love everything you do. Everything you've ever done is phenomenal, sir.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys. I think we should end here 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Hey,
I'm not going to have to cut a lot. We talked pretty good.
it's a beefy podcast.
No, exactly.
All right, guys. You want to tell them where they can find you one more last time?
Yeah, for sure. So find me on
One more
Instagram. Instagram at Horror Business Productions. That's where I got all my short films. And then also you click on the link tree. That's where you can watch them all, and you can buy the VHS of my first 2 features. If you want to see some Veggie Tales afterwards, just stick around until the credits are over. But yeah, thank you guys for having me.
You got a new movie coming out, right?
I do. Thank you for. I totally forgot. Yeah. And then watch the Trip Report when it comes out on June 29th. It's really exciting. It's got me in it. It's got my wife in it, and it's also got Janice Click, Xaden, Cherry Wheeldon, with animation by Rachel Barr. It's a fully stacked cast. It's not just me anymore. So
where can you find it?
You can find it on YouTube, and hopefully some
top
other
of the link tree.
Yeah, at the top of the link tree, because I'm trying to banish all the other films. But hopefully, I also want some streaming services because I've been shopping it around too, and I'm just waiting on approval from those.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, guys, we'll see you next time with Darren on our 10th episode.
Boo, you stink.
Bye.
I say yes.
Yeah. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.